Hello Animorphs fans and welcome back to the Animorphs Reviews YouTube channel. I forgot the name of your channel there. And we're doing another one of these TV show watches. Say hello to Raptor.
Hello.
And it's a very special day today because Sean's joining us again.
Oh, Sean! Oh, we missed him.
He's back again and he's got that cheeky grin on his face. I think he knows what's coming up in this episode.
I mean, he did film the episode, so we could only hope that he knows what happens.
And it is called The Stranger. The Stranger.
Vaguely French, huh?
Yes, very vaguely French.
Only vaguely French. Not actually French, but only vaguely French this time.
This is the second episode in a row where the book matches up with the TV series episode. Because the last time we had the reaction.
Interesting.
Which was the reaction. And this time we got The Stranger. Even though in the book series it comes 5 books before. They don't care about chronological order.
You know, it's not worth questioning. They made choices, and they had consequences.
And
believe it
they
or not.
stuck by it, and that's all you can ask of them, to stick by their choices.
At least they tried. At least.
What I will say for them is that the episode that follows this is based on Megamorphs 1, which did chronologically follow The Stranger.
That is true. That is true.
Anyway, I'm now married, which means that for this episode, it's going to be a special forfeit, okay? So what's going to happen, Raptor, is truth or dare.
Okay.
Except instead of dare, I have to gulp champagne.
So truth or drink is the better way of
Truth or
describing it.
drink, yes. I don't know why I didn't think of that myself. Anyway, this is...
It's right there. They both start with D. I don't know what you're doing.
I think that was the problem. It was too easy. It was right under my nose, and I was too busy looking over the horizon, looking for some secret answer.
That's funny.
But I've got Moe and Chandon Imperial. Oh,
Is that why this was the Stranger? because you have a bunch of French champagnes here, so you needed to continue the trend of French-sounding words.
Yes.
You just have it turtles all the way down. Okay?
Turtles, tortoises all the way down. So the bottle basically just exploded in my face, which is always a good start. And I've poured myself some Moet, and there it is. Oh, it's going to be a celebration episode, this one. But the forfeits are as normal. Inner monologues, 2 fingers. Stock noises, 1 finger. Cliches, 3 fingers. Joke, 2 fingers. Costume change, 2 fingers. Outdated tech, 3 fingers. Green screen, 3 fingers. So if we come across a forfeit, if I decide to drink, then I take a gulp for each finger, essentially.
Nice.
Or I could do the truth, and you've got to ask me a question I've got to answer truthfully.
Oh, man.
Wow. Super special.
I got to think about question. I don't even know what kind of questions I had to ask. What are the limits? What are the parameters of questioning questions that can be asked?
There are none, but if it's like...
What?
There are no limits, but obviously if it's too weird, then I'm just going to drink. So you got to think reasonably about this.
Okay. I will do my best to be reasonable.
I don't trust you.
Oh, come on. When have I ever steered you wrong?
I trust Sean.
Well, I mean, that's a given.
I trust you, Sean. You are our only hope. Help us, Sean Ashmore. You're our only hope.
Only hope here, Sean. Shawnee boy.
He should have been in the new Star Wars.
Yeah, I could see that.
He would have made it salvageable.
I could see why that would be. Sean Ashmore's an okay. He's a good actor. He's a good actor.
Not as good as Boris Cabrera, though.
Mm.
All praise the Boris. All right, less wibbling and more tibbling. We shall crack on with the TV show. Are you ready, Raptor?
Oh yeah, ready as I'll ever be. Let's get it going.
Let's do it.
Which is appropriate because it's a Rachel episode.
Let's do it.
What do you think?
Does she ever actually say "let's do it" in the TV series?
I don't think she ever does.
They missed it.
Which is a crying shame.
It is shocking, isn't it?
I think we're going hiking, kiddo. You don't have to be color coordinated.
Oh,
Who's
damn!
gonna see you? Squirrels and birds.
She's just been put right in
You'd
her
be
place.
surprised. Some of them might actually be close personal friends.
Okay.
Really,
Is that a joke? Does that qualify as
not really.
does that qualify as a joke? Because people morph, y'all.
No, it's more just a sassy comment to herself.
That's true.
Which takes away the it's just a comment.
Okay. All right. Just sass. Okay.
Because we all know
man.
Rachel's a
Haven't a
sassy
clue.
one.
Gotta make sure my dew is good.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Things are
Whoa.
trend and a crap director.
Oh no!
What are we going to do? Steven Seagal's here.
I'll do anything.
Steven Seagal there.
Tilt his head.
Let him go!
Oh shit, green screen.
In my lunchbox.
Green screen.
It's true.
Tilt his head.
Let him go!
What is he carrying? The yerk? What is he carrying that yerk
He's
in?
carrying it in a purse.
Wow. That is
What is that?
why it's like it's like supposed to be like slime or like gack or something. I don't. Is that what yerk pool fluid is supposed to be? Oh, it's got to be purple and shimmery like the stars.
Was it so difficult to put an actual slug in a box? Did they have to green screen it? Why is that so...
I mean, we don't want PETA getting all over this, okay? PETA would be very, very upset if animals were harmed in the making of Animorphs.
The slug would have a whale of a time, just a day in a box, and then put somewhere else. And then again, it's Canada, so it probably would want to stay in the box.
True. It does want to stay. Would not want to do that.
Right, so green screen is 3 fingers, or in this case, 3 gulps, or you have to ask me a question, I have to answer it truthfully.
Okay.
Truth or drink.
I'm going to say truth.
No, I have to decide.
Oh, you have to decide? Oh, okay. So wait, I'm answering the question. I'm answering the truth.
No, you
Who's
asked me.
answering
You
truth?
asked me a question, and either I answer it and don't drink, or I drink because I don't want to answer it, or I'm thirsty. I should have explained the rules a bit better.
Wait a second. I don't know if you know how truth or dare works, my guy. I don't know.
This
I
isn't
have
truth or
to
dare,
ask
it's truth
you.
or drink.
Right, truth or drink.
Right, so how does it work?
I have
then?
to ask you. Okay, so the way that I am familiar with truth or dare, or drink in this case, is I ask you truth or dare, right? And then you choose
Okay.
whether you want to do a truth or whether you want to do a drink.
Okay.
Is that how it is?
In that case, as it's the first one I haven't drunk anything yet, I'm going to choose to drink. So 3 gulps.
Okay.
in.
There you go.
Right, now that we've established the rules, let's carry on.
It's like you get to decide. It's like I just get to decide if I'm going to drink or if I'm going to tell you something.
No, what I thought was going to
Okay.
happen, you would ask me a question, and if I thought it was too controversial or anything like that, or if it was too weird, I'd just drink.
Oh, weird. Okay. Well, we can still do
I like-
that if
I
you
like-
really want.
No, I like your rule.
Okay.
So it stops
All right.
me from cowering away from anything.
Exactly. You got to feel good. You got to feel confident.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta feel about confident.
I like this new rule. Okay, so 3 gulps to me, and let's carry on with this green screen slug.
Let him go!
No. Oh, it was a dream.
Shit.
Dad?
Uh-oh.
Wait, her dad is a...
I don't think Animorphs know how dads work.
That's how incompetent they are. Who are we going to cast as the dad in this role? There's a 7-year-old girl over there. Why don't we choose her?
Checks out.
Rachel. Dream. It's just a dream.
Okay.
Is that a cliche?
Dad.
Is it the just a
where's
dream
Dad?
cliche?
Yeah. A
It's
cold,
sort of
a
a
cold
cliche.
open with a cold open to a hard reveal that it's a dream. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
say that's a.
Right, I'm going to drink again, just to get through this first glass, and then the next one I'll probably do a truth. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
fair?
Okay.
Okay, we'll do
well, I
that.
gotta ask you. Okay. Yeah, it's truth
Also
or
gives
drink.
you
Choose
gives
a
you
drink.
plenty of time to think of your first question.
Okay.
Be merciful.
He doesn't live here anymore.
Oh.
He's dead
Right.
now.
Can I stay with you until you fall asleep?
Oh,
Yeah.
what a supportive little sister.
Little sisters really aren't like that. Believe me, I know. I've
don't
got
have-
one.
I was gonna there. You gotta be the arbiter then, because
If-
I don't have a little sister. I have an older
If
sister.
if I'd have woken up with a nightmare, she'd come into the room and spit in my face. No, she wouldn't do that. She would just,
a Pamby, and then spit in your face.
she would just come in and say, "Shut up! Go to
man.
sleep."
That's funny.
Shit! Don't get on her bad side. Dude. Oh, here we go.
Oh man. Okay. So we're starting it off with just a dream. Okay. Rachel's
Dance.
having a hard time.
Yeah.
Clearly tumultuous. So they haven't established any kind of timeline. They just said that Dad doesn't live here anymore. So is the divorce a recent thing? I don't know.
Maybe we'll find out. There he is,
can
Big
only
Sean,
hope.
Big Boris, medium-sized Nadia,
Pablo Cabrera
Teensy
doesn't
tiny
get
Bob.
an opening credit.
enormous Christopher.
Cabrera doesn't get. Was it Pablo? What's the guy who plays the axe? Pablo Costanza.
Paolo Costanza. Yeah,
He doesn't get an opening credit after the introduction of Axe, huh?
and he's still acting to this day.
True.
Pa-
Did you watch the show that I
No.
told you about that he was in? Oh man, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. You
Was
should
it
watch
good?
it.
What's it called again?
Upload.
Upload. My dear wife, I can say that now. Wife. In the diary. Upload.
Upload. Put it on the list of the things that you watch. Now that you're married and all you have to do is watch TV shows together, that's the.
Put it on the list of things to watch. Upload, because it's got Paolo Costanzo in it.
Yeah.
Very good, wife.
Oh man.
I'm married now.
True. It's fact. There's a piece of paper that says it and everything.
I know. I like paper.
Thank you. It's good. It's a quality product.
I've
I
always
might, I
been.
might do an analysis on
Uh-oh.
paper.
Inner monologue.
Oh, it's an inner monologue. Okay.
Yeah, she
Right.
just started doing her inner monologue. You cut her off right as she's doing her warm up for gymnastics.
Yeah, sorry, Rachel. Sorry, Brooke. Damn Canadian. Right. I'm going to pick truth this time.
Okay, truth.
I didn't finish my
have
last drink.
Let's see here. Have you ever inadvertently harmed an animal
Inadvertently harmed an animal
that you care about?
that I care about.
We'll qualify it. Have you ever inadvertently harmed an animal that you
Define
care about?
harm.
Like you accidentally stepped on a paw or
Oh, yeah, who hasn't?
dropped a thing. I don't know.
Who hasn't accidentally stepped on a dog's paw?
I
The
don't
dog
know.
at my mum's house is always under your feet. She's
Oh, really?
constantly walking around you. So the amount of times that I've accidentally stepped back and stood on her and she's yelped and I've been like, "Oh, fuck's sake, Keisha."
Oh.
But I pat her on the head and say I'm sorry.
Well,
But
see,
then I
there
also
you go.
tell her,
That's good.
stop getting between people's legs. It's going to happen.
True.
I
True.
thought the
My
questions
dogs
would be
are-
harsher than that. I thought we were going to get the big gun questions out. But maybe you're starting light.
Yeah, we got to ease into it a little bit, right? Got to ease into it.
That's what she said.
True.
Let's carry
On
on.
a couple of occasions, probably.
Every night.
To gymnastics because it's
And that
fun.
sounds exhausting.
And because it's just you and your body. You practice.
What?
You
Oh,
get
is she, like-
better. It's controllable.
Is she doing
Can I just say-
interpretive dance?
Can I just say that the director's done a poor job of making us stand out from the background? She's the exact same colour as the walls.
Yeah,
Everything's
with her,
just this
with
weird-
her sweet tan shirt or tan sweatsuit that she's rocking.
Everything's just this beige colour.
So beige.
If I was the director, I'd be like, put a blue shirt on. Just so you stand out from the background. But no, this guy wants it to be Miss Chameleon. Freaking blending into the background and shit.
What is? I have no idea
Not
what
like
kind of
life.
stuffed animal. Is that a pig?
Or slug.
Pig.
That's
where?
down there. That little stuffed animal. That pinkish stuffed
Just
animal that's
decide-
down there.
Oh yeah.
That's soullessly staring into the room.
Just looked like she's fallen over. I paused it. Whoopsie daisy.
Don't worry. Maybe she's the one who's been drinking too much champagne.
Invade Earth. Your mom and dad split up.
Whoever that is has got hairy fingers.
Ding dong.
Oh.
I bet it's Dad. Hey,
you okay?
Dad.
Daddy.
Saturday.
It's Daddy.
Good
So
news
dapper.
or bad news?
Good news, I hope.
See, at least he's wearing a colourful shirt.
You ever hear of Carla Belnikov?
You're okay. I'm gonna excuse you
Are
because
you
you're
kidding?
British.
She only.
Wait a second. Does this count as a costume change from her dream / when she was sleeping in bed?
Yes.
Because now that she's wearing her other outfit, 'cause she was wearing like a white. She was wearing like a white stripy shirt before.
Yes, it does count as a costume change.
Boom.
Well done, you spotted it. I will say, by the way, that the next episode is probably one of my favourite ever things in the Animorphs series. I just remembered it and I thought I wanted to tell you. Just
Well, I'm excited. We'll see what joys lie ahead.
Yes, but anyway, instead of going on that particular tangent that we don't need to do, let's
Truth or
carry on.
drink?
Truth or drink? Let's go for truth again.
Truth again. Okay. How many siblings do you have?
Right, so I've got one brother,
Okay.
but I have 2 stepsisters and a stepbrother.
Okay.
My brother is a year and a half older than me.
Okay.
My stepsisters are 17 and 11.
Oh wow.
I still think she still sounds like she's 6. She wanders like a... I'm thinking, fucking hell, you're not growing up. And my other little brother, who is my dad's child, is also 17.
Wow.
So,
Man,
yes, I have a few.
you have your pulse to the youth over here with all of your siblings.
I know. Let's see. The good thing about having kids, like I'm 30, and having kids that are teenagers, I can still feel young. And I
True.
can be down
Yeah.
with the kids, be like, yeah, I like all them hippity hops and the tickety tocks.
Right. I get down with the social medias. Okay. Pretty cool.
With the Twitterers and the MySpace.
Your brother. Yeah, you're right. Your live journals.
Yeah.
Your brother happens to be a content creator and influencer.
Damn, look at that guy's AOL.
He's hitting me up on those awesome Yahoo answers, giving me all the answers from Yahoo.
But again, another tame question. I suppose, I know what you're waiting for. You're waiting for me to get drunk, and then you're going to unleash the fire.
See, you gotta ease you into the water a little bit, okay? If I drop a huge bomb on you right now, then it's not gonna get answered.
Yeah,
Two.
if you hit me with a hard question, I'll be like, I'm going to drink on every turn. Now you're going to turn around and give me the sucker punch.
All right, yeah. See, the 1-2. You won't see it coming. That's the important part of the sucker punch.
You're going to come at me like a wave of needles.
A wave of needles. A disturbing image, I might say myself.
Sometimes I think your brain just like shakes itself in your head, and whatever comes out comes out.
Thank you, wife, for the support. Did you hear what she said?
No, what did she say?
Your brain.
Sometimes she thinks my brain just sort of shakes around in my head and I say whatever falls out of it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, you know, I gotta say, Wave of Needles is a pretty out there reference. I don't even know if it's referencing anything. I've definitely never heard of something ever described as a wave of needles before. That's pretty,
Look,
that's pretty unique.
If you keep criticising, I'm going to come at you with the grill on skates.
Oh man.
Like
Man,
a
see, and then
gorilla
you
on
gave me
skates.
crap for later gators, and then you're doing waves of needles and gorillas on skates. It's like,
Mate,
come on, man.
You got to keep up with the times, man. Have you not got MySpace? Right, let's just carry on.
I only have one friend, and his name is Tom. Okay, he's not
Tom
this
Berenson.
Tom. No,
Shit.
not that Tom.
Sean, cover your
But man,
eyes. Or ears.
we would be really screwed if it was in fact that Tom was everybody's friend. Then everybody would be controllers. It'd be game over, man. Game over.
I'd be a I'd be a PS2 controller. What kind of controller would you be?
I'm not playing truth or drink here. I don't have to answer your
All
question.
right, let's
No.
carry on with this beige character on the screen.
Coach, the last 3 gold medal winners.
I've talked to her about you.
If
She
Rachel
wants
was a
to take
colour
you
in this
on as a
TV
student.
series, she would be beige.
Don't even joke.
It's no joke.
Yeah.
But
Don't be
that's
joking,
great.
Dad. Aw.
Wait a minute. She's like 1,000 miles away.
Rachel,
Uh-oh, here we
I've
go.
been offered a job. It's a better job. I wouldn't just be the weekend anchor man. I'd have the 6 and the 11 o'clock broadcast. The only
He's
thing
anchor.
is...
He's
Man,
1,000 miles away.
They're doing all of it.
Rachel, I
They're
want you to come with
sticking to the book.
Will Mom and Sarah come?
for now.
We can come and
Mom
visit them
and
as
Sarah,
often as
so
you
there's
like.
no Jordan in the
Sarah's
show.
told me
No,
to come.
no, Jordan's dead now.
Sad.
Jordan's dead.
Jordan's dead. I see dead Jordans.
But Rachel,
I
I really
see
want you to
tension.
come with me.
Putting her on the spot, Dad.
I've talked this over with your mom, and she thinks it's a wonderful opportunity for you.
We haven't even seen. Have
She
we
says
seen
that it's
Rachel's
up to
mom?
you.
I don't think we've seen Rachel's mom.
What's that plant she's got in the background? She's just got like a field of ferns behind the sofa.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare to keep clean. Okay, I mean you're gonna get, especially if they have any kind of what's like small Sarah running around, like that thing's gonna get knocked over and that couch is gonna get dirty. And it's like you said, that couch is yellow. It is bound to get dirty.
It just looks like they've forgotten to do their weeding and all the ferns have crept in under the frickin' windowsill.
Just
That's
making fun of me.
ferns!
It's
Look at
their,
this.
they're zen. They're feng shui.
No, they're fungi.
Not feng shui was what you needed to
mushrooms.
say. Feng shui was the joke, and you missed it. Okay,
Do I
feng
have to
shui.
drink? Do I have to drink for that?
If you want to drink for that for
I'll
your
drink.
public shaming, then yes, you can
And-
absolutely do so.
Any Oturlu, if you're watching, you have to eat yourself.
Yikes!
Is that a bit far?
Cringe.
That's cringe. Oh my god, I have to drink another
Is
finger
it?
for cringe.
Oh, self cannibalism, kind of. Yeah, kind of cringe. I'd say kind of just a little bit.
Would it be technically self-cannibalism?
Yeah.
Self-ingestion?
I mean, you're eating human self-ingestion. I don't know.
Would you eat yourself from the inside out or the outside in?
If you were a hot
Like
dog
good handshake.
and you were starving, would you eat yourself?
Depends. Which body part would you eat of yourself first?
Your whole body is a hot dog. There's no like body part. This isn't like your body parts are hot dog. You're just a whole hot dog.
I'd put you in a bun. I don't
Thanks.
know
That
where I
sounds
am
comfy.
now.
That sounds comfy and warm. I like buns are great.
I'm
I
making...
approve of all buns.
Yes, buns are very nice. Yes, especially the cinnamon ones.
Non-controversial take of enjoying bread with food.
Bread is a wonderful product and versatile.
True.
It's like
True.
pasta. Anyway, what the hell were we doing? I was drinking for something, and I told Oturlu to eat himself. But I'm going to take that back.
You were drinking for
Oturlu-
your public shame. You were drinking for public shame for not doing feng shui as the joke. That was the public shame.
Oturlu, your forfeit is to take your socks off and then put them on inside out.
Much more feasible.
That's
okay?
and
We're
dangerous.
setting people up for success is what's important.
Yes.
Yes. Very important. Set people up for success.
Let's carry on. Yes, Rachel,
wait.
leave. She's had enough of us as well.
Wow, she got there fast.
Who's James Iher?
I don't know. Probably some sweet indie band from Toronto.
Oh God.
No, I'm wrong. An American musician.
Oh shit.
An American
I'm
rock
guessing you're a little
musician.
upset by this.
Oh, he was in Smashing
Carl Bellencourt
Pumpkins.
would never
Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Did he ever do a solo thing? It sounds like maybe he did do some solo things.
Must have done. Yeah. What sort of music do you like?
Oh man, I like every kind of music. I am not picky when it comes to music. Actually, I'll caveat that. I only dislike one genre actively, and that's country music.
Oh, okay. I've recently found a band that I've really gotten into, and I'm gonna type them in. I want you to share in the magic, but it's a band called Fair to Midland.
Oh yeah, I've heard Fair to Midland. They're
You've
good.
heard them? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
well
they're
into
good.
them at the moment.
They're very good.
The Greener Grass, fucking ace song.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. But yeah, and for the audience as well, if you like music stuff, go listen to Fair to Midland.
If you like arrangements of notes in a fashion that creates audible sound that you enjoy, then please listen to music.
I wonder what music and lights listen to.
It's probably something where without mouths, it severely limits how many instruments they could potentially do. So they're probably only
Does it?
limited to string
Maybe they've got
instruments.
another way of. Let's just carry on.
Maybe they're all drummers. Maybe that's the thing. They all do drumline.
Human music grading.
Yeah, I don't remember which book that was in, but yeah.
Like Chronicles?
Oh, is it And Like Chronicles? They say that human music's great in. I personally think that Andalites would be annoyed by the repetitiveness of human music.
I don't know. I feel like as animals with hooves, they're pretty accommodated, or they're pretty used to rhythmic pounding.
That's what she said. Right, let's carry on before I dig myself into any further holes.
You're wrong. You have the talent.
You've
I
got
know
the
this
power,
isn't changing
Rachel.
Schools, but I think this
The
could
power
be
level's
okay.
over 9,000.
I've got the
They have serious mountains there. It's a huge sports town. It'd be
Which-
just
wait,
like
which-
in the old days.
Did he say Denver? Where did he? What sports town?
Rachel,
Yeah, what was...
What city? What city did he say?
mountains there. It's a huge sports town.
Oh,
Mountains there. It's a huge.
a little bit
sport
further.
town. They have serious mountains. Wrong. You have the talent. I know this would mean changing schools, but I think this could be okay.
Okay. Oh, why
They
is he
have
so?
serious mountains there. It's a huge sports town.
They
doesn't
have
say.
serious
Just like in the old
mountains.
days.
Yeah.
They don't have, like, facetious mountains. They have really serious
They're
mountains.
serious mountains. These mountains, they're serious. Okay. There's no irony in these mountains. It's just
No, it's more sort of... Joke.exe not found.
404 brain has failed to load jokes.
I've just missed you, sweetheart.
Oh, I missed you, honey.
Me too.
He sounds like a smoker.
He probably is.
Oh, I missed
I
you,
have to
honey.
think it over.
Okay.
I mean, he's
You
in the
let me know.
Animorphs TV series. Of course he's a smoker.
Smoking hot. Oh, the sad
Nice.
piano.
Rachel?
Animorphs.
Music.
I love you, honey.
You didn't love me enough, Dad.
Get out of my den!
Ah. Saddled me with undue pressure.
Okay.
Life-changing decision.
Reasons I should go.
Now she's talking to herself.
Is this is not inner monologue.
Normal tried
No,
to
it's
get
not.
rid of an
It
army
should
of
be,
your
but it's not.
controllers who are taking over the planet.
It's an outer monologue.
And I wouldn't have to listen to any more of Marco's bad jokes.
Boom. Man,
Is that in itself a joke?
I don't think so. I think that's a secret reveal that she secretly loves Marco. Okay.
Well, who doesn't? It's Boris.
I-
Boris Cabrera.
He's
tempting.
affable.
He's got a cool haircut.
True.
I should know. I'm on MySpace.
And the
No, it's
orangest jacket you've ever seen.
Reasons I should stay.
good. Reason I should stay.
Should I stay or should I go now?
I should stay because of this photograph.
Is that supposed to
love
be
it so.
Sarah? I can't tell. It doesn't really.
Is that photo frame outdated tech?
Brookwood High School. That's not Melissa. It must be. It must be
No,
Sarah.
that's it's the not dead one.
Endless research hours, countless attempts, and still
Ah, yes, science things.
mystery to me.
Get the lava lamps.
Fairly?
Yeah, right. This is
The disc
advance
we
your
recovered from
technology
Alf
with
Thanger's crash site?
stuff that you can buy from Sharper Image.
Can we just appreciate this door?
Yeah, it's.
It looks like the Lost meme. What is that?
The two lines lying down at the bottom right corner.
It's the Lost meme. I
The
found
line
it.
down secretly. Animorphs was way ahead of its time. It made the Lost me. It made fun of Lost before Lost was Lost. Okay.
But seriously, what is that? Are they trying to
You
say,
know,
oh, this is what
they're
alien
slugs.
doors look like?
Yerks are slugs. They don't understand shapes, so they're just like, I'm just gonna put a bunch of shapes on a
They certainly don't
door.
understand fashion. They haven't been listening to who's a fashion icon? Jamie Oliver.
Calvin
They haven't
Klein.
been listening to Jamie Oliver.
He's a cook.
Is J.B. Oliver a fashion art? I don't know. I don't know very much. I don't know a
he
lot
deals
of. I
with
only know
food fashion.
Calvin Klein. Who's Calvin Klein? I know him. Ralph Lauren.
This is free doesn't listen to Calvin Klein because you know why? Because he doesn't have MySpace.
You recovered
True,
from
and
the
he
crash
doesn't-
site. We've calibrated our instruments to.
Doesn't what?
I don't know. I lost it too. I was gonna do something about maybe a cologne or an underwear joke, and then neither of them formatted in time.
A cologne and an underwear joke.
Yeah, because it's
There's something there. I get it. Yeah, there's something there, but
Yeah.
you just can't quite put your finger on it.
slather his head in Calvin Klein cologne, is what you need to say. Maybe.
Yes.
Visor 3's bald head covered in. I feel like Visor 3's the kind of person who would douse his head in Calvin Klein cologne. This smells good to the human folk.
He's got that stern look of a mountain.
It's true. He's the serious mountain.
He's the serious mountain.
Visor 3 is the actual serious mountain.
Whereas this scientist that he's with, I think, is
Open
the
the disc with
facetious
Andalite
mountain.
DNA. If you could just return to your Andalite host form, sir.
Oh. She's... well, that was fast. Okay.
Good.
Green screen?
Are we ready?
Ready?
Just place your hand on the disc.
Oh no!
That was green
It's
screen.
like tingling.
Hand on the disc.
That was green screen.
Man, getting some actual use out of the Andalite costume here on this episode.
That looks like green screen. You see how his right shoulder doesn't look like it.
I don't know,
Goes
guy.
naturally
I
with
think
the
he's
floor.
fallen on the. I think he's actually fallen on the ground. Yeah, it's just a really black ground.
Let me show you a joke of mine.
Wizard, please.
Oh!
The disc must be calibrated.
Let's see how the tail blade wobbles.
I love it. Yeah,
to a
it's made out of like
specific
rubber.
Andalite DNA.
Yeah.
The chosen one.
Those Andalite bandits are the key. Give the order to every controller. Fan out. Tear this town apart.
It's like a bloody Five Nights at
Alright,
Freddy's
man.
animatronic, that thing, isn't it?
I mean, he's just that guy who's inside it is probably acting. It's
we-
like, just wobble back and forth, please. That'll work.
Can we do a Five Nights at Visor 3's game?
Oh my goodness. Spoiler alert,
awesome.
everybody dies instantaneously because Visor 3 has no qualms about murdering everybody.
He's like a serious mountain.
Yes, he is the most serious of mountains.
Speaking of serious mountains, look at this scene.
It's not that I'm dense, I get it. When one of you's a bird boy and the other one's a
And
horse like
it's a
scorpion.
costume change.
It is a costume change. You got it.
I'm gonna drink, so that's 2 fingers.
All right.
And if your name isn't Finganka, you have to drink 5 fingers.
Is that some of that sweet music that you were talking about earlier? All of those
Yes, that's
audible
that's
sounds merged together to make some kind of sweet music.
Yes, exactly. Mhm.
Thing, you meeting out of the way places, that's all. But I still hate nature.
That was the waste of a perfectly good bug. You could have acquired it.
Is that a joke?
Thank you, Cassie.
Also,
Mercifully.
listen
Dense, I
closely.
get it.
I had
When
the
one
stock
you's a
noise
bird
of
boy
the
and other
buzzing.
one's a horse like scorpion thing, you meeting out of the way places, that's all.
Yeah, it's got to be a stock noise because
It's
what
gotta
would be
be.
what would be the that'd be such a coincidence, wouldn't it?
By the way, we've made incredibly powerful microphones that can pick up the sound.
And we trained the fly to
It's-
arrive
we
at
trained-
exactly the right time.
We trained the fly. Is that the whips and cracks with smacking the flies, telling them go. Make
Okay,
those
so-
flies go.
Stock noises. Let's do a truth.
Okay. How many romantic relationships have you been in?
Oh fuck. Not that many, because they've tended to be longer than shorter.
Oh, nice.
1,
A serious mountain of relationships, you could say.
6, 7, 8, I think.
Wow. That's
More
good.
when I was younger, and then as time has gone on, they've just got longer, and this is the last one.
I was gonna say it's a little. We finally reached the penultimate one here,
What do you mean penultimate?
just because it's forever. You said it yourself.
That's not what penultimate means.
That's not what penultimate means.
What do you think penultimate means? Penultimate means the second to
The last
one.
one in a series of the last but one in a series of things. Oh, second to last.
If I was to say
Penultimate.
if I was to say this is the penultimate straw, the next warning would be this is the last straw.
This is the last straw.
I might
This
use
says-
that more often. This is the penultimate straw.
It's the second to last. It's the penultimate one. Okay.
Yes.
There you go. I didn't know what penultimate was. Okay.
We've all learned
Thanks
something
for pointing
today.
it out for the world to know. I don't know what the word penultimate is.
Let's all rest assured and carry on.
But I still hate nature.
That was the waste of a perfectly good bug. You could have acquired it.
Look,
I
I
thought
don't
that was a
acquire
joke.
anything that's
Yeah,
acquiring
Cassie's
my
right.
blood.
Is that a joke?
So, Rach, what are you gonna tell your dad?
What
No.
do you mean, what am I gonna tell him? We're kind of in the middle of an interstellar war here.
Sorry.
Is it a cliche that she's ripping up
It's all we ever
flower
seem
leaves
to
while
be
she's
saying
angry?
to each other lately.
No.
I mean, where are we getting?
I will say that she's a vandal, and Peter will be after her.
She's leaving traces here.
Breadcrumbs.
How dare she?
We kick the Yerks, they hop around for a minute, and then they go back to exactly whatever it is they were doing.
Dang, I don't
Dude,
like this. You're starting to sound
I
like
don't
me.
feel like that there's been any successful
Joke.
campaigns. I don't feel like there's been a successful campaign against the Yerks on their behalf at this point.
I will say that wasn't the greatest acting there from Brooke Nevin, but then Marco followed it up with a joke.
What did he say? What was his joke?
To each other lately. I mean, where are we getting? We kick the Yerks, they hop around for a minute, and then they go back to exactly whatever it is they were doing.
Dang, I don't like this. You're starting to sound like me.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Does it? I don't know if Marco ever sounds like that.
He certainly doesn't violently throw bits of plants across the wilderness in the
it's like-
exasperated way that Rachel did.
They never do, like, I guess that's kind of like the thing, like, okay, that's wrong. They have done one successful thing, which was there are two successful things. They boiled a bunch of Yerks in the capture, and they rescued Jason John McCole in the previous episode from being a controller. So they've had two successful things in the course of 12 documented missions that they've done of anything of consequence. I don't know. I don't know if Marco has earned the right to be like, I'm the person who's constantly saying this isn't going to work, this isn't going to do anything, because I don't think that there's been enough missions to qualify that statement.
Hey!
What's going on back there?
Being an asshole.
Oh,
Cat
Tiggles
attack.
The cat's being an asshole, apparently. Tiggles, stop it. Right, I chose to drink, and I've already done it.
All right.
And if your name is Medi Bollocks, then you have to go online, find somebody called Derek, and send them a message saying, I found your octopus.
Oddly specific.
I'm a very specific guy.
Hey, you know, I mean, the egg's gonna be on your face though when
I
you find out
know.
the guy has a
I
squid
just
instead of an
wish
octopus.
this was
Oh
multiple
shit,
choice.
now we're getting deep. These are
Come
some
on,
serious
Axel's waiting
mountains
for
we'll
us.
deal with. Oh, fucking this scene.
What?
No! I'll help you! No, Tobias,
What?
there are too many.
No,
Fly away!
Tobias!
Warn the
Tobias!
others.
Stand there! Don't
Stay
do
down,
anything!
Max.
What is happening?
Yeah, I wanted to let that scene just play.
What? It came out of nowhere.
I've covered this scene.
We just had like a really kind of meaningful conversation, and then all of a sudden, X gets loud.
Yeah, I've covered this a few times on the channel, mostly because it's probably the
Wow.
worst scene in the entire show.
Wow! And then Tobias continues. He doesn't like immediately fly away. He just stands there for a minute. No, X, no, no.
Yeah, I've talked about the scene a few times, and
Wow.
at some point I've pointed out all the problems of this, but there are so many problems packed into this really small scene.
Wow! Why does he just use his tail blade to cut the row?
That's one problem. The second
It's
problem
literally
is
attached to your body.
he's got 360 vision. Tobias has his hawk vision and
Right.
is facing towards the forest.
He's on a they're like in a riverbank. Like they can only be approached from one angle. Like why wouldn't they be watching?
And nobody
Wow.
heard
And then the Hork
twe-
Majir pops his little head out of the back. Like, hey guys, what's going on over here?
And then 12 frumpy dumpy idiots charging out of the woods with rope, and neither one of them sees it. By the way, bit of trivia for you. I believe this is the last time we ever see the Hawk Majir model.
Oh, sad.
That little scene there.
It's such a successful.
He unfortunately fell into the 2 foot deep river and drowned.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the foam latex soaked up the water and then like molded instantaneously.
Yes.
Wow, that is funny. Man,
Just
what a scene.
The state of this
Wow.
scene is just.
That's just like
They got his tail blade. Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous.
that's how you know it's for real.
But this is one of the few times we actually get the
Wow.
full body shot in a place that isn't just shadows and darkness. So we actually see the Andalite models sort of.
Full bright. Yeah, I mean they've got the whole fake haunches and everything.
And it's just horrible.
Man, what a delight that scene was. What an unabashed delight of bizarreness.
Whose idea was it to say we'll use ropes? And I'm not talking about the in story. I'm talking directors and producers.
He's like
idea
part
was
horse. He's part horse, right? So like ropes would be really effective. That sounds like a great idea.
Jesus Christ.
He definitely doesn't have arms, opposable thumbs, and a tail blade.
Not only all of those things you covered, but Paolo Costanza's weird grunting throughout this scene. Just listen to him.
No! I'll help you! No! Guys, there are too many. Fly away!
No, there's too many!
One or the other.
There's two of them!
Same time, Max.
Two of them is too many!
Sounds like my cat.
Wow. Just incredible.
10 seconds.
The layers.
The amount of fail.
Wow. That is an amazing scene. What an amazing
And it gets worse.
Tobias, don't! Leave me! It's not like I can't change my form or anything. I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah, there's no rescue in that scene. Everything about it is wrong.
It's so why it's so
It's
such a total shift from literally the 5 seconds before when we're having actually somewhat of a meaningful conversation about like, hey, are we actually being effective in this thing? And it's like,
and then no context, just switch scene to that.
yep, we're doing this. We're going full force. We gotta get this. We're 8 minutes in. We gotta get this plot moving. Okay.
That scene is basically the weakness of the TV series, as in the book, the weakness. That if the TV series was a selection of books, that part would be the weakness. Book 36.
I don't know. Axe's magnetic nipples.
No, that's
close. That's a pretty close second.
No, that's the separation.
That's the separation. It's the mild annoyance because it like is a weird plot point as opposed to it has lasting psychic damage.
Exactly.
That deals to those who witness it.
Oh dear. Right, let's
All right,
move
how does
on.
it react? I got to see how they how does the crew react to this transpiration of events?
Let's find out.
Jake, guys, follow me.
Wait. So Tobias came from the direction they were coming from.
Why?
So they've walked past Axe. What?
What? And
Tobias came from behind them.
Yeah, he swooped in from behind him to land on the tree. Wait, and then wait a second. He doesn't wouldn't he be able to thought speak from way further away? How can he sneak up on that? Because if he's screaming for them in thought speak.
Yeah, and you've got the stock noises of Hawk. So yeah, everything about this is wrong.
This is wild. This is a wild ramp up in events. We're just going right for the throat here.
I've got Marco's expression right now.
Yeah. You.
Stop this episode now.
Do that,
right?
Okay? Axe is in trouble.
Oh, let me tell you, Tobias.
Let's spring into action and go the opposite way.
Yeah,
see
right.
that?
Yeah. Why?
Wait, so
they
Tobias
don't know
came
which direction to go in.
Wait,
Tobias has to show them which way to go, and they just start running in a random direction.
Look at this. Look where Tobias comes from.
Follow me.
Wait, hold on. So Tobias.
Warn the others. Warn Prince Jake.
Tobias comes from behind
them. Yep.
So he's coming from that
Jake,
direction.
guys, follow me. Don't do that, okay? Axe is in trouble.
Tobias hasn't even flown off yet, and they decide to go the opposite direction from where Tobias
start
came.
Running. We're just gonna start running and hope that we're going in the right direction.
To be fair, it's only Jake who starts running at this point. So the other's just like, okay, we'll follow him. Jake's just like, fuck this, I'm out.
Well, why wouldn't Tobias give more context? Like, oh, by the way, there's a bunch of controllers.
Now where are they?
Right? What is that?
Right, more problems, okay? How do they know?
What is this?
Firstly, it's green screen. Look at the feet. Look at the hooves.
Oh my gosh.
tail.
Oh yeah, it's 100% green screen.
Right,
True.
okay.
It's No, wait a second. You told me that they painted a guy blue and stapled him to the front half of a horse.
It's not. Yeah, it's not even the same costume. You can tell it's not even the same costume.
Right, and they got him to stand. They got him to stand all in the forest like he's listening to Enya.
Okay, so let's just pick this apart. Okay, so they went the opposite way from where Tobias came from, and they knew because he's no longer by the river.
Right,
he's in the middle of the woods now, and they just knew where to go.
Well, like wouldn't Tobias would be up in the air, flying around, looking around for where things were going to be happening, right?
And he's already tied to a tree.
Oh, you're right.
With string.
Oh, I didn't even see the rope tying him to the tree.
And his tail blade hasn't got a rope on it, so his tail blade is free to use.
Yeah, why wouldn't just chop the rope?
Everything about, and he can morph.
Right. Everything
about this is
layers.
Wrong.
It's an onion of very odd choices.
Onion of fail.
Put him in a bot. Like, don't they have like a alien hollow? Use the lasers from when they went down to the what's-a-mahoodle, the Yerk pool, and they had like the lasers keeping everybody in cages. Why couldn't you just like make a cage of lasers from the previous?
know.
They're already fake. It's not like you have to get real lasers and make a real cage. You only got to put up like 4 posts.
But Raptor, don't worry. It's about to get stupider.
Oh man, I bated breath. Yeah, why is he not in the river anymore?
Green screen forfeit.
Oh yeah, green screen forfeit.
I'm going to drink the 3 fingers. Next one will be a truth. So start thinking.
Okay, I'm thinking.
Watch out, it might be a trap.
I don't like this.
Wait, watch out, it might be a trap. Are you fucking serious? What? Why?
Where's Tobias? What? Tobias would be able to tell them if it was a trap because he would be flying up in the air being like, yo guys, it's a trap. Like those little... why he didn't tell them before that it's like, oh, by the way, there's like 12 controllers roaming around in the forest and a Hork-Bajir.
Raptor,
like, why would he...
Are you stupid to think that a hawk can outrun humans? Is that what you're telling me?
Are you telling me that a hawk could fly really high in the sky and look down and be able to tell what's going on? Because this
just tells me that you're not operating in reality.
Yeah, exactly. It's all fake news. Okay,
mate, you've been watching too much Fox News.
It's true.
It's a conspiracy.
It's true. I'm
theory.
inundated with all of the conspiracy theories about hawk vision. So have you've heard of the birds aren't real?
I've vaguely heard of that.
Yeah, it's very funny.
I might actually have to look that up. I might have to look that up.
Yeah, birds aren't real. Yeah, it's a fake conspiracy theory that all birds were replaced in the 1970s by drones for surveillance. It's a joke.
Fake conspiracy theory. What? So it's not an actual conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's a troll. People do it. People do it to troll.
Well, people
do it to troll other conspiracy theories. With birds aren't real.
That's no fun.
It's very fun.
Are there any conspiracy theories that what would typically be considered a conspiracy theory that you actually believe?
I'm a big Atlantis person.
You think there's an Atlantis?
I think that there was a real place of Atlantis. I don't know if it's filled with mer people. I don't know if it had technologically advanced whatever. I don't know if it was from outer space. I don't know any of those things. But I honestly believe that there probably was a place at one point called Atlantis.
Have you heard about the conspiracy theory that the Nazis have they've got an underground lair somewhere, and someday they're going to pop up out of the ground? Have you heard that one?
I mean, I saw Iron Sky, so I wouldn't put it past them.
Those wily Nazis.
Yeah, they're always figuring ways to burrow somewhere.
I bought a conspiracy theory book for my stepdad, and it's got loads in there. It's awesome.
Some of them are pretty funny. Some of them can be dangerous, but some.
Oh yeah, of course.
Hurry before the controllers come back.
What? Okay, so he was doing.
He's there, and now he's on Marco, because convenience.
Why? Why wouldn't he just stay up in the sky? What's he gonna do
Marco.
as a hawk?
Keep your eyes peeled.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Uh-oh. Oh, no! A tiny net!
It is a tiny... It is a net, and it's tiny.
A net and it's tiny. Ugh.
It is a death sentence. When I said it was worse, so not only did they take Axe into the forest, and the animals went in the opposite direction to Tobias, they happened to stumble across him, and happened to go into the one spot where there's the tiny net.
Like,
trapped by
why wouldn't the Yeerks do, like, Dracon beams? Like, just set up, like, you could still use a tripwire if you really are dedicated.
Morons.
If you're really dedicated to the concept of the tripwire, which, okay, sure, I'll grant you the tripwire. Like, why wouldn't you just have them set up to fire Dracon beams? Or even, like, a giant Gleet biofilter. I don't know. Like, it seems like there's 1,010 different ways.
The book did
a
this
metal box. Have a metal box fall down and drop on top of them. A net
Just
seems
have
very
Columbo
problematic.
come in and shoot them. I don't know.
Right. It seems very The net seems like a very short-sighted. No, we'll get them in this net, okay? And then what? And then what? And then what, Paul? What are we going to do when we get them in the net?
We'll find out, I suppose. But Victor Trent's going to be there, I'm sure. But yeah, everything about this... I mean, it started off well, the episode, because it stuck to the book, but now it's just gone completely off the rails. In the book, you had them, like, exploding out of a taxon. There was a fight in the yurt pool. There was the lift thing.
Well, that was what was really... The whole conceit of, like, finding the Chondrona was a really good conceit of, like, okay, here's how we're going to get the characters to interact with the enemies while we're also dealing with this personal drama. But like, the show already spoiled all of that goodwill because they show that the Chondrona is in the Yeerk pool. Whenever they go down to the Yeerk pool, they just have that stupid glowing red light, and then we know that that's the Chondrona. So there's no mystery to solve. Like, you could have very easily set it up that there was a mystery, but the show already squandered any of that possibility because they didn't play by the rules of how
they don't play by the rules. They're rebels.
That's right, rebels without a cause.
They are the punks of they're the punks of MySpace.
Animorphs TV. Animorphs, the TV show, the James Dean of children's television.
Exactly. Right. Let's see if Victor Trent suddenly turns up.
What is it?
No!
Here he is, Anti-Morphs.
We can't change into bugs.
Does this count as green screen, by the way?
I mean, yeah, because there's no way that they've used this piece of footage in multiple locations across the entirety of the show.
So it also counted as green screen earlier when we saw it.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, you could do a retroactive.
So
green
that's
screen.
2 truths that you need to ask.
2 truths. Okay.
In fact, no, I'll do 1 truth and I'll finish the rest of this drink.
Okay, there you go. All right. How do you play a musical instrument?
Yeah. I started playing bass guitar in like 2004.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually done albums. I've got 6 albums. Because in 2005 I started playing guitar. I did a lot of open mic. I mean, they were all self-produced albums, and they're all like really crappy quality, but they were long pieces of work. I've done lots. It's all my own music as well.
I was gonna say, you've done some of the music for the channel, right?
Why did you ask me the question then? If you already knew.
I didn't know if you like got somebody to do the music for, like, to play the music for you. I knew that you wrote the music, but I didn't know that you actually like also performed it.
Yeah, I haven't done an open mic for a while. I've been thinking about it again lately.
You should.
That, wouldn't you? Life.
Open mics are fun.
I used to host some as well. That was fun. Up in Bangor, North Wales.
Ooh. Is it really Bangor? Is North Wales is that a really Bangor town?
Oh, come now. No, Bangor. Bangor.
Oh, Bangor. Oh, I thought you were saying Bangor.
I can say the
longest. There's a major party scene.
I can say the longest place name in Wales.
What is the longest place name in Wales? See, and I have no way of ever verifying if that is a real thing or not.
It is.
It's a real place.
Yeah, Pamela says it's a real place. I've been through there. It's actually very close to Bangor where I was at university. They usually just reduce it to Chanvaya PG.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, I can understand. I mean, it's basically like just a. It sounded like you were coughing for almost a minute. So
That's Welsh for you, yeah.
That's true.
Welsh language.
You've got Welsh and Gaelic and all that other stuff. It's all very phlegmy.
What does two L's next to each other in Welsh language? What does that sound like?
It's an F, right?
I have no idea. I'm going to say a G.
No, two L's next to each other is a ch.
Okay.
So Chanvaya starts with double L-A-N. Chanvaya.
Okay. Interesting.
Weird.
And
Phlegm in there.
two D's is a th sound, as in th. Th. So Gwynedd, as it says in the road signs, is Gwynedd.
Gwynedd. Okay.
That's Wales
Interesting.
for you.
That's interesting.
My mother was Welsh,
Oh.
so I'm part Welsh. It's basically just saliva and gob, you know. That's all it is. Right, speaking of saliva and gob, let's see what Vista 3's got to say.
I wish English had more phlegm in it. I'm always jealous. I'm always jealous of languages that get to use throat sounds.
By the way, anyone sort of said I've done 6 albums. I haven't really like properly released anything. It's all just sort of compilations. I did a lot of work. I did recordings back when I was in university, but I haven't got like any proper recordings. I might get back into playing soon. Do something with it.
Music's great. Yeah. So good.
Concern for a fallen comrade. I knew that would bring you all.
Aren't
we Yerks are more practical?
Why is he more human? Why isn't it just
We gotta get out of here. Let's morph.
No, then you'll know we're not Andalites.
That's why we...
Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Budget.
They'll know that we're not Andalites, but they can all... So that would be assuming that they can see you morphing through the net, but that would mean that they can already see you through the net and see that you're humans.
Right. So like that's the problem. Like right now they're all facing inwards, so you can't really see their faces. Is what would probably be the argument that you would make. Is that it's like, oh well, they're all facing away from him, so they can't see their faces.
I'll let this show off on this one. Let's face it, this episode has taken a bit of a nosedive. So
it was actually kind of, at least it was a consistent reasoning, right? It's like we can't morph because then they'll know that we're not, and they'll know that we're humans. That's fair. Okay. It's fair. The net isn't great. I still don't agree with the net.
The tiny net is a death sentence, mate.
Struggle all you want, you won't break it. I have the disc.
It's made of space rope.
I have you. Is
this
a great world or what?
Is this a great world? Absolutely.
Is that green screen?
What happened?
No.
I don't know.
I'm just very.
Once again, it's the terrible like depth of field. That might be green screen.
Well, I don't have a second theory.
I didn't.
At least we're not in the net.
Oh shit!
Tobias.
Goodbye.
Costume change.
Yeah, that's right.
Nah, it's not.
Is it because I don't know? Tobias has worn the same clothes since he got stuck as a hot.
He's the sort of what do they call it? The sort of edgy, standoffish.
He's emo.
Yeah, basically.
It's
He's emo.
you.
He needs some black eyeliner.
The acting is just in this episode particularly. The acting is just off. Do you not think?
Wasn't he in the net? So wait. So he was in the net with them because he was on Marco's arm, right?
Because he's a fucking idiot. Yeah.
So when the net magically disappeared, he
was
magically got turned into. You know what? The illness is involved. All right. Whatever. It doesn't make any sense.
Plot device.
You think that's green screen? I think
no.
That's
What's the point of a green screen there? There'd be no point. Then again, why did they put the slug in green screen?
True. It's just so like the way that guy is like standing against that bush just looks weird. But
nah, it's not green
nah,
screen.
they're not.
I don't think that they are.
Very good, Jake.
Even Jake doesn't think that they are.
And quite correct.
That might be green screen.
All right. I'm ready to wake up now, because this dream is getting too weird. Ow!
Was that a joke, by the way?
Yeah, probably.
And is that
and
green screen?
If it's not a joke, it's a cliche, right? Pinch me, I'm dreaming.
Yeah, and that's probably green screen because how else are they going to do that effect?
Absolutely, yeah. They're talking to a tennis ball.
What?
They told them they probably had like a sticky note or something on the tree, and they said, "Everybody look at the sticky note because this is where the illness is."
Why don't you just say, "Look at that tree"? Why put a sticky note?
Because you gotta focus, man. You gotta wrangle the actors. Okay.
I'll wrangle you in a minute.
They need to be able to method against the sticky note. Okay.
Crikey. Right. Okay. So we've got not costume change. Green screen and a joke. So that's 5 fingers. Right, so I'm going to do 2, which finishes off this drink, and a truth.
And a truth. Okay. Let's see here. Have you ever accidentally burned something to the ground? Like a house or a hut or...
Well, you've gone from really reasonable questions to absolutely absurd. No, I've never burnt a house to the ground. I'm not freaking. I don't live in Portland, mate.
Ooh, ouch.
Right, I'm desperate for the lavatory. If you'd like to just give your thoughts on the episode thus far, since we're near enough halfway through, I'll be right back.
All right. I still don't understand why we couldn't have done I'm bummed that we couldn't do some kind of Kandrona conceit. It seems really weird to have Axe being kidnapped all of a sudden. Like, it had to move so fast to get into it. And I think that, that kind of goes to the point of... I always felt that Animorphs would do better as a series than a movie. But in this instance, I also held the opinion that Animorphs... when you're adapting a book, it should be every book adaptation. If they're doing an original episode, you probably don't need to do it because you could just make up a scene. But if you're going to adapt a book, I think it should have been at least 2 episodes. Because you get into the situation like this where it's 8 minutes in, you're halfway done with the episode and you haven't introduced any of the things. They did a really good job in the beginning talking about Rachel's dad and Rachel's conflict of what am I going to do if my dad wants me to move? Do I give up on this thing? Which was good. It was good in the book too. But it's weird. There isn't enough time to try to let that sit and stew. Cause it's here we're at 10 minutes in. So it's and this, I don't think this has a part 2. So, cause he said that the next episode has his favorite thing in it. So it's basically just going to be, they're going to resolve everything. So they're going to do the alternate timeline thing and the ultimate realization. But it's what's the stakes? Again, the book was great because it was oh, well, the stakes are we find out where the Kandrona is and we get something happen. So it directly leads into that conflict of, oh, we had this initial setup. We're frustrated that we aren't doing more damage to the Yeerks. We figure out where the Kandrona is, and it actually kind of reinforces the theme of why Rachel's decision is important.
Sean Ashmore told me as I returned that you've been lying to the audience. I don't know what about...
Been lying about my personal opinions? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I trust that.
All my opinions are fake.
I trust that man with his jawline.
He's chiseled. It's a face that does not lie. Okay.
Exactly.
The trustworthy face.
Exactly. Right, are you ready for the element?
Like this hologram. Yeah, this hologram-looking guy standing here in the woods. Don't talk to weirdos who live in the woods. That's all I'm saying.
Well, let's talk to him now.
You're not dreaming.
Well, you're supposed to pinch yourself.
Is that a joke?
No, we already did it for the pitching.
What are you?
I am an Elimist.
You know,
An
it's
Elimist.
very informative.
You cannot begin to understand who we are.
You knew my name.
We are a race of beings, all-powerful. We can cross...
Right, so in the books, did they ever call themselves a race of beings?
Yeah.
Did they ever...
yeah.
No, because the...
No, yeah.
Which would mean that the plot was inconsistent.
No, because what happens is that that's when Axe explains that the Illimists were a part of Andalite folklore, and that was kind of the big thing. Is
No, that's not what I'm saying. Because I think in the books, he just referred to as I am an Elimist. Mm-hmm. He never said that there was a race of Elimists, which would imply that they were a naturally evolving race.
Yeah, I'm like 98% sure that he says that he is a part of a collective of Elamists.
But that's different. That's not a race. A race is basically a group, an evolved group.
Yeah. So whether you want to call it a collective, whether you want to call it a like, oh well, we're Elamists. Well, like I am an Elamist. That would be like, oh well, that means that there's lots of Elamists.
No, the Elamist might have been a collective, but it wasn't a race.
I don't think so.
I think we're tiddling about definitions here. So I think it's probably best to move on.
Maybe.
Because else we're going to get into language, and that's the thing. I mean, we've already got into Welsh. I don't want to go into any more.
Millions of light years in an instant. We can make entire worlds disappear. We can stop time itself.
Stop time.
You did all this? Why?
No, that's not what I just said.
Yeah, what does he mean by all this? He did one thing.
One thing. No, he did 3 things. He got him out of the net. He turned Tobias back into a person, and he stopped time.
Freaking pedantic Raptor. Oh, fucking
You're the one wanting to talk about language. I'm talking about basic numbers. This is a terrible effect because you cannot even see his face.
The fate of your
now we can see his face. Apparently he's stuck in a video game loading screen with all that ambient whooshing sounds.
You're not human. You're not Yerk either.
We are a race of beings more
stock noises.
Ah! He literally just explained all this. Have to explain it again?
Apparently. Do we need to do stock noises forfeit?
Because of the weird sound in the background?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's stock noisy enough. It sounds generic, but it's not like instantly recognizable as
a stock noise. Okay.
Powerful than either. Yet we don't interfere with the affairs of others.
I call that interfering in a big way. Not that we're complaining or anything, of course.
Joke?
That's a joke.
The forfeits are coming thick and fast now.
Well, yeah, because Marco's talking, so now we actually have to try to do jokes now.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, wow, this is my last glass of champagne. I've pretty much gone through a bottle.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't swear, my dear. Jesus wouldn't approve. Okay, so...
What about Space Jesus? What about the Elamist? Would Space Jesus approve?
Yes. Yes,
Oh,
because
good.
he is Space Jesus, didn't you know?
Aw.
Right, let's do a truth.
Truth. Okay. How many times have you... Aside from Animorphs, what's your favorite book?
Oh, shit. There was a series that I once read, and it was by Eric Garcia. And I believe it's over there. Anonymous Rex.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that book.
You've heard of that one?
I've heard of that book, yeah. I've never read it, but I've heard of it.
And then there was Casual Rex. I think it was actually... because it's quite similar to Animorphs that I got into it, because it's essentially that there's a race of dinosaurs and they disguise themselves as humans, and it's a detective series.
Right. Because it's like they're like advanced, right? Isn't it like it's the plot of the Super Mario Brothers movie, right? Where they're like super advanced, like there's a small contingent of dinosaurs like is hidden and they've like evolved in secret alongside people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were good books. There were 3 in all. I think that was it. But yeah, they were good books. Yeah.
Did you ever watch the movie?
I watched them. That was the first thing I saw before I read the books. I saw the movie, and I can't remember it. Honestly.
Did it get? So you would say it didn't get its claws in you, is what you would say.
Oh, tell you what. Right on the list, my dear, my wife. Hey, Tiggles. The cat's just jumped up onto the desk. Hello, Tiggles. We've got Upload in the diary and Anonymous Rex.
There you go.
We'll watch that tonight.
The film version of Anonymous Rex.
Exactly. Yeah, I've got the 3rd book. I tried to find the other one. I've got Hot and Sweaty Rex, which was the 3rd one, the 3rd and last.
Wow. It sounds intense. Hot and Sweaty Rex.
When I bought it, I was living with my parents at the time because it was quite a few years ago now. I must have been like 18, 19. My parents go out through the door and say, "What the fuck is this?" So it's a detective series.
My dear, Tiggle sees himself on the screen.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah, Tiggles is on the screen. Hey, Tiggles. Right, anyway, you've got another 20 minutes we have to go. I think we're going to have to cut this episode in half. How long are you going to have to be gone for?
Probably around 20 to 30 minutes.
That's not too bad. Right, let's see how far we get before then.
Yeah.
Sometimes, when an advanced race is in danger of becoming extinct, we step in to save humanity.
Are you saying the human
Are
race
humans
is gonna become
advanced?
extinct?
The Yerks are technologically superior to you.
They are so green screened. Look how bad the compositing is on Jake's face as he turns to watch him walk by.
Superior to you.
Like half of his face is gone.
Does that count as a separate green screen because it's not the elements?
Oh, see, I thought that the Illimist standing in the forest was the green screen.
But now now they are green screened.
Now they are, yeah, in this shot, they are totally green screened.
Right, so that counts as separate, and it's another truth.
That's another truth. Okay. Do you enjoy Marvel movies?
I've never seen a Marvel movie.
Wow, there you go.
So the answer is neither. I don't enjoy nor disenjoy because I haven't. Is that a word, disenjoy?
No, it's not a word.
Okay. Okay. Right, let's carry
They'll
on.
continue to infest the human race.
Penultimate one.
The Andalites will oppose them, but they'll lose. The Yerks will win. Soon, the only humans left will be those you call human controllers.
Look around in the forest.
That was a weird directing shot.
Soon,
something about that was weird.
The only humans left
we have to see it from the Ellimist perspective.
Just something about the way the camera moved there was really weird. Like they've got the shutter speed set really high or something.
The only humans left will be those you call human controllers.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm just from a cameraman's perspective.
Why come here just to tell us we're dead meat?
I have an offer for you.
An offer?
We can save a few members of the human race. Okay. We have a planet where we can relocate you, some members of your families, a few non-human Earth species.
You want to send us to some kind of alien zoo?
Secretary.
Why
Please.
You alone of free humans know what's happening. The decision is yours. Stay on Earth and fight a battle you'll lose. Or save yourselves and those you love.
Classic conundrums.
Those we love.
This is nuts.
We're really big into repeating things on this episode.
Brooke Nevin's actor is having a really bad episode.
She was really good in the beginning. She was real good in the beginning.
Yeah, she was, but now she's just gone to shit. Do you know? I noticed something. You know, book 2, The Visitor. The model on the front of that. She's really looks like that model in this shot.
Yeah, she does.
Spitting image.
Good casting choice.
This is nuts. Yeah. We are not the people who should be making this decision.
I don't make the rules, merely the offer.
Who would make the decision besides you?
If you do decide to accept, you all must agree.
Tobias.
Okay, we've got that
Will
consistent
he be
from the
human?
book.
Yes.
And what happens to Axe if we say yes?
It can be arranged that no harm will befall him.
Have you noticed that Axe isn't involved in this? They've just left
Where
Axe
is even
frozen
Axe? I don't even know where Axe is. Why wouldn't they teleport Axe? He teleports
vanished.
everybody else out of the net. Why would he teleport Axe here to?
He vanished before the tiny net. He's not a part of this conversation. He's not one of the main cast because he's not in the intro. He's not in the intro, so he doesn't get to be involved.
Well, he doesn't get to go to the awesome space zoo, so he doesn't get to be in the conversation.
Oh shit.
Tom, he'd be okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Part of your family. Come on.
Perhaps.
Whoa. Wait a second, but they haven't. Oh my gosh. This is the problem with adapting this book before establishing that Visor 1 is a thing. Because, like, how are we supposed to know? Because, like, as of right now, we think that Marco's mom is dead.
Oh, yeah.
they haven't introduced Visser 1 yet, right?
Oh, yeah, because book 5 in the TV series comes later than book
Right.
7.
Yeah, they haven't done the Predator. Like, why you haven't done the Predator? This seems to be, to me, like one of the major failings of the show, right? Was that it was like
hodgepodge.
Those first several books were so good at just like laying out each of the characters. Like, why they didn't do that is like mind-boggling to me. Because it's like you have a very clear roadmap to like establish your characters and like, okay, this is this character. We have an ensemble show. We have 5 different characters. 6 once you add Axe. We have 5 different characters. We can just introduce them one at a time and introduce their motivations and all this other kind of stuff so you get to know who they are so that by the time that you can start twisting things on its head, like with book 7, you understand everybody's motivation. But here, because it's out of sequence, it's just like, it doesn't make any, like, perhaps, does that mean he's going to bring her back to life? Like, what does that mean?
You make a very good point, and I will totally not steal your idea for the content of one of my future videos.
Okay. No.
I am not a thief.
I am, yes. It's intellectual
I am but
property.
a slice of beef.
Right. Got all this intellectual properties.
The cat's going to be in screen now, thanks to my wife. My wife. My wife.
Timely Borat reference.
My wife.
My wife. My wife.
Right, let's carry on.
And if we say no?
Then you go back to before.
All of us.
The tiny net.
The tiny net.
The net.
As he was.
I'll
back
guarantee
to before.
that.
Literally just said you'll go back to before. Man, they need to take some classes on listening.
Yeah, they're kids. They don't listen. They're too busy playing MySpace.
Children.
Oh.
A hawk.
I say yes.
Rachel, you don't have to do this for me.
What?
Wait, what?
It's not just for you, Tobias.
Did Rachel say yes in the books?
Think of it. No more fighting. Our family's together again, safe.
We can't give up.
Well, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while.
She didn't. I think that she was originally no. Well,
but this is TV show, Rachel.
No, see, that's she was conflicted. I think that was the thing, is that it's like the whole reason why she was like the linchpin character was because they all had to agree, and she didn't. She was conflicted because the Illimist thing was a similar conflict to her personal thing.
Yeah, which I think was one of the weaker parts. That's why this book was so weak. I think the main plot was just a bit boring. There's a parallel. Her dad lives elsewhere, and she can go to a dance club there. And then there's the Elmist who says you can go to another place and be happier there. And I thought it was a bit weak.
Well, so like that was the thing. So in the book they get 2 chances. So they're like, the first time they say no. They're inside the Taxon. They're getting eaten by the Taxon, and the whole they don't decide. And he's like, "Well, then you don't get a choice." So they go back to being. But again, the whole purpose was is that the illness wanted them to see the escape route, right? And that was kind of the whole thing. Was it was like, oh, the illness just. The Illimiss says that he's not involved. Yeah, he's not involved. He's not getting himself involved, quote unquote, but he actually like totally is.
But in a very subtle way, as the Elmist tends to do. By the way, what did you think of the? I'm not sure if you saw the video. Cassie being part of the Ellimist.
Yeah, I saw it.
What do you think?
I think I could see why. I could see why you would say that. It seems like a pretty reasonable theory, especially when you have like an entity that was originally. So much of he was a giant collection of spaceships at one point, and then he did like you said, he did the whole thing with the Andalites. Yeah, I could see it.
Do you know what my next anti-theory is going to be? And Alternamorphs 2, is it canon?
Big contention. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that. I'd have to reread it, but I'm pretty sure that Cassie says no, if I remember, and I could be totally wrong. My vague memory is that Cassie says no, and Tobias says no. Marco says yes, and Jake says yes.
Thing
And
is,
then-
it's a very early book in the series, and it had quite an impact. So obviously, it introduced the illness, but for all that, it was still quite forgettable. I think.
Oh yeah.
A lot of important stuff happens, but I still look at it and think, I can't really remember any of the details of that. It was just a bit, I don't know, something about that book I just didn't really get along with.
Sure.
But somebody had the nerve. I think it was, I was watching the Animorphs Anonymous podcast, and they said, 7 did 41 a lot better than 41 did. I was like,
Yeah, I really like book 7. I like book 7 a lot.
Oh, we'll have this discussion another day.
True.
Right, let's see how far we get now. I'm going to try to finish this last bit of champagne before we have the break.
Oh, whoa. Where does it say that, dude? We're almost out for the count till Obi-Wan here shows up and gives us a freebie.
Obi-Wan.
No, there's Star Wars reference. The
Maybe
show
it's
really
better
likes
to
to do
save
Star Wars
some of
references.
Is it a joke?
Than none.
No.
Okay.
No, you can't just show up here and tell us we're gonna lose. You can't know that.
You must see what I see.
He said,
That's why it was
he's
green
an
screened.
all-time beat.
Where are we?
Looks like somebody turned up the sun too high.
So just when did all this happen?
That's a joke, surely.
Yellow. Because we were all yellow.
Somebody turned the sun... That doesn't look like the sun was turned up too high. That looks like there's just a yellow hue.
Yeah, I was going to say, somebody put a sweet, sweet filter, or somebody put a sweet, sweet gel over the camera, and that's... everything's yellow now.
Not even that, just someone in fucking Premiere Pro just thought, I'll just change the hue on that shot.
And Dutch and the Dutch angle, right, with like the low Dutch angle where everything's tilted to be like, ooh. Now you know this is serious. Now you know this is real.
Right, so we've got joke, which is 2 fingers. I'm going to drink for that one.
All right, and then we'll do our break.
Look at the trees, the sky. The elements said, "You must see what I see." Don't you get it? We're in the future.
Man, you put that together.
Jesus Christ. Jake the fucking Einstein
There's no
over
people
here.
around. It looks like my room.
That's a joke. And I'm going to do another 2 fingers to get me to the end of my champagne. Just say when you have to go.
I gotta get going.
Right, okay, we'll take a pause there, and we'll be back in a bit.
And back in a bit.
Welcome back. Raptor had to go do real things.
Had to touch some grass.
Ugh, gross. Ugh. Did you know that grass has, like, bugs in it?
Yeah, but it's great.
Icky, man.
Bugs are awesome.
Right, on screen right now we have the Blade Ship.
Oh, yeah.
In superb detail. In a vat of urine.
Yeah, seriously. It's definitely an uncomfortable shade of yellow, we should say.
Now let's get even more uncomfortable by continuing to watch. I've got like 2 fingers left of champagne, and then I've got lager, so mixing champagne and lager, always wise.
True.
Going from Moet champagne to the cheapest lager I could find.
That's definitely not going to cause gastrointestinal issues.
Exactly.
Oh, man!
There's 2 Blade Ships.
Verador!
They made it as ugly as they are.
Wow. Wow, that's discrimination.
Oh, my goodness. So here's a frustrating part. Is this supposed to be the Kandrona Tower?
Apparently.
That wasn't even the plot point. They didn't even do the plot point.
Yeah, it's just sort of jammed in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like so many things that can be jammed into places.
Not
Don't
descriptive.
laugh.
Not descriptive at all about what
And
you were
purposefully
thinking of.
so, thank you very much.
Everyone's in control now. Just keep cool. We'll blend in.
Keep cool,
Jake
bro.
Jake
Keep
Jake
cool,
knows
bro.
everything.
The Yerks must have built all this.
After they won.
Wait a minute. I know that building.
That's the EGS tower.
Well, that's what
Oh,
the
man.
EGS
What's it
tower
on
looks
top
like.
of it?
It's a Kandrona.
Aha, the EGS tower.
How does he know it's a Kandrona?
but
Have they ever seen a Kandrona before?
Yeah, because they say every time they go to the Yerk pool, it's like the weird, gross, flashing red light. And like that, You were gone in the you were gone in the lavatory while I was discussing it, but that's what
really?
that's what I was frustrated about this episode, was that it was like it didn't have enough time to really like establish, like, you may not like the plotting of the book, but the plotting of the book is such that like you have this parallel between these two incidents, right? Between Rachel's personal life and her life as the Animorph, and how does she come across and make decisions, right? What kind of person is she?
Right.
And the whole like purpose of the plot, like the whole purpose of this, like, oh, Rachel learning about who she is and how she's going to make this decision, and what her role in this war is going to be, is really established in this book. And by having the plot of like, oh, well, we're trying to figure out where this Kandrona is because it's very important, is really important for driving that plot and that conflict about those two incidents. And so like it gives her that narrative tension for, man, there's some real stakes that are going on here. And the show does not earn, this episode does not earn any of that, because
the show doesn't earn anything.
It's too short. Well, like,
yeah.
Yes, the Andalite Axe getting lassoed and tied to trees, and them getting caught in nets. These are all things that can happen, but like it comes into conflict, like with what Rachel was saying when she was walking through the woods initially, which was like, and it was, I said it at that point where it was like, oh, you know, I feel like we do all these attacks or whatever, and then the Yeerks nothing ever changes. And it's like, well, but you guys haven't really done anything, like, you haven't done any major missions. Like, by this time in the book series, you know, they've blown up the pool, they've blown up the truck ship, they've found Axe and defeated the Visor multiple times, right? Visor 1, like the whole standoff with Visor 1. Right.
In the series, what have they done?
They ran around a mall. That happened.
And escaped weird hair lady. Yeah.
They ran and buff guy with gym bag.
Buff guy with gym bag. Yeah, that's right. They escaped his muscles.
Right. So buff guy with gym bag. They've thrown some balloons at the Yeerk pool that didn't really do anything. They boiled some Yeerks in a Yeerk pool, and I guess they foiled the governor infestation. So that was one thing that was
one thing, yeah.
But like, that's kind of, yeah. Well, and they stopped the Jason John McCole infestation, and the spreading of the sharing. But that's not really like
that's nothing.
That's nothing. Yeah, compared to the stuff that we've done in the books by this point, they really haven't done anything. And that's kind of my feeling. Is it's like I don't really feel like they've earned any of the things that are going on in this episode.
No, they really haven't. Especially in the lead up to this particular scene. Yeah, it hasn't earned.
Well, because like that was the whole point, right? It was like, and we had talked about it briefly, right? Where it's like, oh well, the Illimist is trying to get them to do something. Like the whole, oh, we're taking you to this planet is a ruse. And it like really establishes the Illimist's character as a character who will always have two meanings, right? But in this episode, there's none of that subtlety. There's none of that like layering to the character. It's literally the Illimist has just shown up and said, he's basically Ghosts of Christmas Futured them to the future where they lose, right? Like he's not doing, there's no stakes. There's no, like, the stake is what? They go back to the net? Potential
back to the tiny net.
Right. Like, and like that was the thing, is it's like, okay, well, and in the book, they escaped the Taxon. And then, like, oh, well, it was leading them to the pipe or whatever, the ventilation shaft where they could escape the Yeerk pool, because the Illimus wants to keep them fighting the war. And then the second time that, you know, he doesn't do it until the next time, right?
Yeah,
when
he's I suppose like, what you mean is, in the books, there was an underlying thing going on. There was a subtlety. There was
a metaphor.
Deception on the Ellimist part to some degree, whereas in this one, it's just sort of like, oh, this is the future.
Well,
okay.
yeah, it's metaphor, right? It's metaphor, right? Like they're using the Illumis they're establishing the Illumis as a presence, so that we know when the Illumis shows up in later stories, we're like, well, can we ever really trust what this guy ever does? But it's like, but even though he says that, like in the end, he was actually kind of helping us. So it makes him a really interesting, ambiguous character, and then it actually gives Rachel a narrative backdrop for us to understand her as a character, that she's like, oh well, she has this really difficult family life, she's torn between, she's a person who's loyal, and she's torn between her loyalties. And I mean, you say it all the time.
Just as an aside, I don't think she's got a very difficult family life. She's got a lawyer mum and a TV host dad. Yeah, they might
divorced.
My parents are divorced. I wouldn't say I've had it particularly hard.
Oh, some people, but you're not Rachel. I mean, some people handle divorce in different ways. I mean, it may not be difficult for you, but it might be difficult for her.
My mum was like, when she got divorced, she had nothing. She had to join the police force. She had to hire au pairs to look after us because she had to work. She couldn't look after us. Mm-hmm. From what we know about Rachel, her parents are both highly paid, and they still managed to find time to be with her. And yeah, I've got no sympathy for Rachel in that regard.
Maybe. I mean, Dan in the book, Dan seems pretty, especially after this book, because Dan never shows up again, which is depressing in its own right.
In the book, she shows up in 32.
Dan shows up again in 32?
Yeah, because he meets nice Rachel in the mall.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But it's only briefly, and it's completely filler. So
yeah.
From that perspective, yeah, basically he doesn't show up.
Yeah, he doesn't have he doesn't hold any narrative weight.
No, and that's part of the reason why I didn't like book 7. It didn't lead to anything. It's like book 23 with finding out that Tobias was Elfango's son. Did it ever lead to anything? No, not really. It didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's true. They did, and that's a bummer, right? Because it's like it was like that's a pretty big revelation to like dump on somebody. That it's like, oh.
The same thing happened in Game of Thrones when we find out Jon Snow is the son of Rhaegar Targaryen.
Sure.
And someone. At first we were like, oh shit, what's this going to mean? And then Game of Thrones ended, we were like, well, it didn't fucking mean anything, did it? It was a complete waste of time.
Yeah, it's wild.
That thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that there needs to be a balance, right? Of it's like what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to do? And the show doesn't. The show rarely says or does anything.
I will say though, look at this scene that we've got in front of us now. How does that look to you? Considering late 90s when this was released, does that look like it looks like they've put some effort into that?
Yeah, they did. Somebody designed that. Somebody did some design work to try to make this futuristic alien space city look like something. I mean, they put the nuclear reactor silos in there. This is some kind of like. I don't know. There's some kind of like a Tibetan temple.
Aztec temple in the background.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening, but somebody tried. Like there was definitely effort that was put into this.
Yeah, if I was a kid in the 90s, just getting into Animorphs, and I saw this screenshot, just this shot, I'd be like, oh, there's like it went to a lot of effort to make this series look. But that.
Well, especially considering that there wasn't really like a lot of like intense science fiction for kids, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And this would be an intense science fiction thing for kids to view. So
it looks pretty murky and gross and alien.
Yeah, for sure.
If everything was like this, it would be great. Well, obviously
true.
Not everything, but if it had this sort of feel. But alas, this is a 3-second shot, and then we go back to.
You're right.
And they've even got multiple ships. They even have multiple ships flying through. Although they do have some stock noises.
Oh, those stock noises. Okay.
Those stock jet noises that are totally drowning out their audio.
All right, stock noise. It's a truth this time.
It's a truth. Okay.
Have plenty of time to think of questions.
What is your most controversial food take?
Most controversial food take?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Okay. I like Marmite, but that's the sort of 50-50 thing, so I wouldn't call that controversial. You know what Marmite is?
Isn't it? It's the it's not peanut butter.
No, it's not. It's,
That's Vegemite is what I'm thinking of.
What about?
Maybe I don't know.
I like escargot.
Okay.
But that's popular in Le Bœuf de Français.
True.
The episode comes full circle. We're back to controversial food. Yeah, so escargot. Obviously, I don't like pineapple on pizza, but that's the sensible position. So that's
hardly a controversial take. Hardly controversial. You seem to be in the majority who also feels that way. So
I don't think I've got any odd food tastes.
You have any
Apparently, I
odd
used to
takes
eat
on food?
beetles as a kid.
Aw.
Or was it? No, I used to eat like snails and slugs, which is escargot, but
Which is escargot. See, so you're consistent, is what you're saying.
I am consistent. Thank you.
You're consistent in all of your
apart from-
ways.
I don't think I've got any real out there food takes. No, I wouldn't say so. No,
Okay.
I'm pretty normal when it comes to food, and that's
Pretty
about it.
normal. Pretty British when it comes to food.
Yes, crumpets and
That must be
Shepherd's pie.
Oh, fucking come on now. All right, America, fucking cheeseburgers and shit.
Yeah, man, I gotta take it and cover it in ketchup, bro.
Gonna get some pizza.
I don't know why you
Gonna
suddenly
get my
turned 80.
burger.
I don't know why you turned 80. When you... All Americans are 80, apparently.
Gun burger.
It's it continues to be an uncanny interpretation of American.
That's your average American.
Yeah.
Hey, oh. Yee.
It's right there in the open.
Wow.
So they're not afraid
So
to
good.
mess with it.
There mustn't be any free humans anywhere.
Except right here.
Oh!
Oh shit!
3. It's Visser 1.
Look at his
now.
bodyguards. Oh my god, it's Putin.
Any free humans anywhere.
Turtlenecks.
It's got
Except right
Putin.
here.
They got Putin into the TV series. Look,
I like how,
what's he doing there?
I like how they're both standing like they're trying to be really tough and like
Look at the guy on the
tilt their
right
shoulders. Like he's trying to like put his shoulders. The guy on the left is trying to put his shoulders up like, oh, and then the guy in the back is kind of doing like a weird like I'm a Michelangelo sculpture.
Wait, what? Vladimir.
Yeah, right.
So Vladimir is on the. He's got his trousers on too high, and the guy on the right looks like he smelt something really badly. Really bad.
I got it all figured out, okay?
This guy.
I'm a really good bouncer, okay? Really good bodyguard.
Would you be threatened if you were confronted by these three?
No, because they're gonna like need a hip replacement in 20 minutes.
Visser 3.
It's Visser 1 now.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Run
no.
away!
We don't want to harm.
Look at these frumpy idiots.
We want to.
Everybody
welcome
wears dark gray and black in the future.
me and my best boy.
Look how little escape opportunity there is there for the Animorphs.
Yeah, right.
Oh no!
Oh no, they've mildly blocked us.
We don't want to harm you.
We
What's
just
an
totally walked over
inconvenience?
here.
We want to
Right.
welcome you.
It's not like we can overpower them or anything
and
because
my
there's
best
more of
boy.
us.
My best warrior.
Oh shit! She appears out of nowhere.
Random blonde.
Can't quite place me?
You're me, all grown up.
You're
It's a
controlling.
cliche.
Doesn't mean we can't still be friends, Cassie?
You knew we'd be here because you remembered being here.
So that means you know what decision we made.
The right one, of course. You were always so cocky, cousin. 5
man.
kids against an alien empire.
Wait.
Slam dunk.
So you're saying we're all controllers?
Oh no, not you, Tobias.
Recognize
I'd
that?
never had Hawk before, but even roasted you are tough and stringy. Until I added barbecue sauce.
Oh, barbecue.
Oh, shit!
What? Barbecue
He's just
sauce.
been roasted in more ways than one.
Literally. Wow. Barbecue sauce.
Uh-oh, the knife.
She's got a knife.
No!
There.
Wow, so they didn't... Wow. They really hacked the book to pieces, didn't they?
Oh, yes.
Wait, how does she still have a knife?
I don't know, but she's also green screened. Maybe that's why.
Oh my goodness.
Look how green screened she is.
How does she still... I don't know. Her hair doesn't really look like it's green screened in. I think she's actually in this
Her
forest
clothes
glade.
definitely look green screen. That is green screen. I'm a videographer, mate. That's green screen.
All right, green screen.
Don't doubt my expertise in this situation.
Where the friggin' knife come from? The knife.
I don't know. Why was she holding a knife?
Well, she
right,
pulled
I'm gonna finish my champagne. I finished a bottle tonight. That's pretty good of me.
Very good. Why wasn't controller Rachel holding a Dracon beam? Why was she holding a knife?
She's stupid. And she's blonde, right?
Because she's going late. She's gonna go hunting for yerk deer later. I don't know. She's gonna go hunting for andalites later, and she needs her knife for.
Who goes hunting deer with a knife? Which part of America are you from? The part where deer have no legs?
Yeah, right. Yeah, they just kind of like they just roll around on the ground. You just walk up to them and just like poke them with a knife, and that's all you got to do.
How queer. Let's carry on, shall we?
No need to shout.
It's even a different knife. It's just like it's like a kitchen knife.
Why did she drop it? Why did she drop it?
No, like the knife that she takes from evil future Rachel is like a big
And I had a drum
hunting. Look at that thing.
No, that's in a sheath though. Let's
Right,
see
but
what she
even-
brings out.
She grabs.
Right, so that's a dagger.
No need to shout.
But it looks like
All vanishes.
if that's a kitchen knife.
That's a kitchen knife.
That's a kitchen knife.
I don't know. That might be perspective, mate. Give the show some credit, man. Wow. That's the same shot from earlier.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold
we're
on. So we're at
reusing shots.
1714. I swear that shot was earlier.
So
that exact same shot. They've reused it.
It's so
1714.
wild. It's so wild.
Yeah. They've reused the same shot.
They just had a bunch of B-roll. They had a bunch of B-roll of it, and they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna reuse it." A bunch of B-roll of them standing. So. Oh, what?
Yeah, so they've reused the shot.
They're so great.
Jake,
Look, I'm not gonna let them get you, Rachel.
Very well.
wait. What you showed us. Was it the definite future or just a possible one?
It is the most probable one.
But not the only one.
This is a
We
cliche.
leave.
Is it not?
If you're gonna say that it's a cliche, then like you have to like the whole of book 7 is cliche.
I never said it wasn't.
I don't know.
choose-
I don't know. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it fits. I mean, yeah, it's the whole episode is a cliche.
Seeing the future and saying, "No, hold on, we can change the future." That's cliche.
Yeah, it is cliche.
Right.
But then
in that case,
you're
it's a
basically
truth.
saying that the whole thing is cliche.
You're cliche. Hey, Tiggles.
Yeah, true. I'm very
Sean
cliche.
says you're cliche. Say it, Sean. You're cliche. See, he said it.
Thanks, Sean. I had your back, Sean, and this is what you do. You betray me.
Don't start fighting with Sean. Right, I don't have to split you up.
Just doesn't. He doesn't get it.
He's got he's got a face that you don't want to punch.
True.
Oh, Tiggles has just seen the corn snake.
Aw.
Right, yeah, I want a truth.
You want a truth. All right. Let's see. What is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh shit. Well, there's quite a pool to select from. Oh fuck. All right, 30 years of experience. I've probably had at least 10 embarrassing moments per year. So yeah, that's quite a wide variety. Fucking hell. That's such a vague question. It's actually going to take me time to think about it.
I'll give you one. I'll give you mine.
Okay.
I was attacked by a chicken in Hawaii. I was bike riding down a mountain and there was a chicken running alongside of the road, and I teased the chicken, and the chicken jumped on me, knocked me off my bicycle, and I rolled down. I rolled down a highway.
I think my most recent embarrassing moment is something I've actually mentioned on the channel, where I injured my knee when I got mounted by a reindeer.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I've mentioned that one, so I can't mention that one again. I don't remember where I mentioned that, but basically I was taking pictures of reindeer. The male reindeer managed to sneak up behind me, tried to mount me. I jumped sideways and injured my knee. And I was in a lot of pain and lack of dignity. I've been sent to hospital by a cockatoo.
Oh, there you go. That's pretty embarrassing.
It's not that embarrassing. Have you been bitten by a cockatoo?
No, because I hate birds in general, but...
Okay.
I try to avoid them at all costs.
I've been attacked by a cockatoo. You know, it was, you know, it's on Pornhub.
Wow.
Way!
Incredible. Sign up for the Animorphs OnlyFans. The Animorphs Review Channel's OnlyFans account.
God, embarrassing moments though. Shit. I'd have to like properly search my memory to like think of examples.
All right, well, maybe think of one and then share it later when we finish this episode.
Okay. Let's carry on.
And
my truth will be the sacrificial lamb for continuing the episode.
Everything we saw, it'll be because we made it happen, not the Yeerks. Us. We can't sit back while they make the world like that. No.
I'm glad that Rachel is the only one having this conversation.
Yeah, it's only Rachel, isn't it? I remember one embarrassing moment. I'll just choose this one. I've probably had more embarrassing moments, but this is the one I can remember now. Okay. I was in university and we were in we had a house and I was sharing it with 3 other blokes. And one of them had a couple of girls round. We'd all been on a night out, and he brought a couple of girls back, and they were sitting in the living room, which was on the bottom floor. My room was on the second floor, which it's different in America because you've got 1, 2, 3. We've got ground 1, 2. So basically, it's third floor to the Americans. Mm-hmm. And I was very, very drunk, and I was naked. And I thought, shit, I need to go to the bathroom. The problem with the bathroom in this house was it was on the level below the ground floor.
Oh man.
So you had to go down 3 floors past the ground floor, and the bathroom was like underground, basically.
Oh man.
And I fell down the first set of stairs from the top floor, fell down the second, completely naked, by the way.
Oh, man.
And in order to go down to the bottom floor, I had to walk through the living room.
Oh, man.
Completely naked. In front of my mate who'd brought these 2 birds around. Tried to hide myself with a small tea towel. And then fell down the other stairs to the bathroom.
That's pretty embarrassing. You win. That's fairly embarrassing.
And I was like, excuse me. And then I proceeded to fall down the other set of stairs.
Oh, man. Wow. That's a great story. I like it. I approve.
No way.
Drunkenness.
Yeah.
'Tis a sin.
You're right.
Home sweet home.
Tobias?
There was no discussion. There was no discussion. Rachel just told everybody what they were doing.
Yeah, did we just miss a whole part of the conversation?
No, because it was literally Rachel just screaming at them, and they're like, "Okay, yeah,
okay,
Just go with Rachel said.
Yeah, Rachel's right.
To enjoy the taste of rodents.
Oh, that's a joke.
Nailed it. Good job.
That's a joke. Right.
Good job, Christopher Ralph.
I'll open this beer. And drink 2 fingers. Right. The people watching, you can't see his fingers because I'm drinking it straight from the can, but I've had a bottle of champagne. What the fuck do you want? I'm just going to... Sean, you can
Keeping
back
it
me
real
up here.
over here.
Okay. We go back.
Very well.
Marco doesn't seem happy with this decision.
You know, on the other hand...
Back to the trap.
Not exactly.
Again, Tobias is back in the net. Oh, the net!
How the fuck does this work? How it just completely does... It doesn't...
What? I thought the whole point was that it was like a dream, but the knife... Oh, man.
That doesn't make... How does... It's not explained in any way.
She wasn't there. She walked away, right? They weren't standing in the exact same place.
No.
She dropped... I don't understand.
And that little knife is going to deal with the tiny nets.
Right, yeah.
Let's just have a look at you.
Oh, see, here you go. Let's have a look.
Look at the size of that string. How long is it going to take for them to make a hole with that?
At least
look at the size of the
several
knife
minutes.
now. Look at the size of the knife now. It's like twice as big.
Yeah, it's no longer the knife that they had from craft services for the scene.
That's it, Rachel.
You can imagine at this point, while this is going on, Vissa is just slowly stepping forward in slow motion.
He's savoring the victory to come. Okay, he's walking slowly to savor the victory that he's had against.
And that's a cliche.
Oh my gosh!
The slow walk, which we can imply from this scene, and it's another truth.
Another truth. Okay. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
All right.
Sorry, Tiggles, wherever you are, you're behind me.
I was gonna say cover the kitty's ears.
I love dogs. Dogs are amazing.
Dogs are great.
They're so smiley and dopey, and I love it.
Get out of here! I got Vissa 3 covered.
Okay, good. I was hoping that he would go. I was hoping that to my green screen.
Green screen. Let's have a
An
look.
amazing green
I got
screen.
Vissa 3 covered.
His foot disappeared, look. His foot's gone. Oh, dear.
Oh my goodness. That's so wild.
Right, I'm going to drink to that one. That's
All
3
right.
fingers. Drink, everyone. And if your name rhymes with anything, then you must take a carrot and place it upon a toaster.
Okay.
Oh no, the fumbling, bumbling idiots are being attacked by the birdie.
Now's your chance.
Oh!
So Tobias is single-handedly...
Man.
The Hawk Bajir doesn't exist anymore, by the way.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's
on
gone.
holiday.
Wherever he went.
We did
Done.
say he drowned in the 2-foot deep water.
Yeah,
We did say
right.
that.
That's very
So
much what happened here.
That's canon now. And that's the last we ever see of him.
He's never seen again.
After them!
Man, how many of them were there? There was a lot of controllers there.
And I'm actually curious. In the books, did he ever call them controllers? Did he
Who,
ever refer to his underlings as controllers?
I'm pretty sure they were called. I'm pretty sure there was situations where Yerks referred to other Yerks as controllers.
Possibly. I just don't remember it off.
Enjoy.
Oh, look, the tiny net failed.
Oh, is he gonna ring the net? Tell me he rings the net.
Are they still under here?
He was watching them do it, right? He was walking close to them. Like,
Still like,
what is
are they under here?
I'm just gonna do one more quick check, okay? Just one more quick check, just to make sure. I totally just did not watch them do it.
Where did Axe go? I think I know. I think he magically appears in a van.
I have no idea.
Find Axe.
Find Axe. Okay, find Axe.
Oh, he's got
There
his
we go.
torch, look.
Dracons.
The fumbling, bumbling idiots have got the torches.
Yeah, wasn't Axe? So was
What's
the
that?
implication? Was the implication that the Andalite that was there was Visser 3? The tied up Andalite that they used as bait was Visser 3?
Oh shit.
Is that the implication? Because they don't know where Axe is.
Right, we're at 1922. Let's go back to that.
And they were like,
Where is it?
so
Oh, no, that's him
yeah,
getting
Axe gets captured. So like,
Follow
they're
me.
like 20 feet from him, right? They see this Andalite.
Okay? Axe is in trouble.
Right, so let's have a look at this.
They enter the clearing. See, there's what?
There's Andalite A.
Watch out, it might be a trap.
I don't like
Might
this.
be a trap. So then they walk.
Wouldn't they morph? I'm thinking
No.
books. Sorry, I'm thinking about books. I'm not thinking TV series
No.
mentality.
No morphing in this episode at all.
Over this way.
Over this way. They know which way. They see him.
Marco.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Wait, but they just saw him.
And yeah. Why are we coming back to this? It's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, so it was. So that's the implication, because then they showed the scene where he morphs. So the implication here is that Visser 3 was pretending to be Axe.
But it's not really made clear, is it?
Well, it's only clear. It's only clear now at the end of the episode where they're like, "We got to figure out where Axe is."
Right, where are we? We're over
1940 something. You said
1923 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just confusing.
Come on, find Axe.
So they couldn't tell. Look at this guy. Look how interested he is in this scene.
Conan O'Brien here, running through the forest.
Oh, but the fact that they couldn't tell Axe from. Granted, you couldn't see the front of his head, but still.
Isn't like Alaran like taller and bigger than Axe because he's an adult and Axe is not?
Maybe just discriminate. Oh, all Andalites look the same.
I was gonna say it sounds to me like a hot minute of alien racism is what it sounds like.
Exactly.
Yeah, last summer survival training finally paid off.
That's a joke. Fucking hell.
What? Because she never used a knife before? Is that something that she's never done?
She's from California.
How do you use knife?
She's not from London.
See, I had to go to survival camp because if I didn't know, I would have done this. I would have done this with the knife.
I would have used the blunt end.
Oh no! I can't.
Why
cut
is my
the
hand
knife.
bleeding?
It's not. Why is my hand bleeding? It's like hitting it over and over again, like hoping that it gets cut.
That's a. I'm going to count that as a joke, which is 2 fingers. I will warn you that the next forfeit is going to be a truth, so you have to think of a question.
Okay. If she would have like made the knife, then I would have.
Oh, let's go.
That's not suspicious at all.
So there's the real Axe.
He's sleeping.
fast asleep, nighty night.
Yeah. With his big
Axe,
robot
he's
eyes
still
keeping him.
breathing. There's not enough time to cut him loose.
What? It took you how long to cut through the net, and you don't have enough time to cut him loose?
Yeah, where
in
did
the
the
back
knife
of the
go?
van?
Where did the knife go? Why'd
you drop the knife?
Whence the knife?
This episode.
It's shit, innit? It's really shit.
It's really bad.
But it's bad. It's actually so bad it's good.
Yeah, it is.
You
Yeah,
can have a
true.
laugh at this one.
It's true. It's mind-shatteringly bizarre in like all of the ways that it is like plotted and like cut and edited and planned. It's all wild. It is very wild. It's a wild time.
It has reminded me again though that I'm starting to really consider a Five Nights at Vista 3s where we can find like a game designer somewhere who can do that. There's been all sorts of Five Nights at Freddy's like knockoff games.
Oh, for sure.
Surely somebody would be up for making an Animorphs one.
No, probably.
We'll leave it to me.
Like Hork Bajir. But you need to do the TV show versions of the aliens.
Oh yeah, of course.
As like rotted out puppets. Like you have to do that.
Terrific.
Is that a joke? No.
He's.
Hold on. Here we go.
Uh-oh. Are they on a hill?
Hang in there, Axe.
It looks like they're on flat ground. Man, again with the slow walking.
Oh no. Oh, the fumbling bumping.
Quick dive out of the way.
Did they need a stunt double for that one?
Oh my gosh, they must have because they really rolled that car down. They mildly rolled that car down that flat street.
That guy must have broken at least one hip.
Oh no! Ow, no! So dangerous! Whoa!
Oh, no, what they needed to do here was have a trash can there.
Wow.
That would have made the episode complete.
All of the metal crunching.
If they just had a trash...
like, a couple of trees.
No, just put a trash can there. At least the fans then would say, yeah, fair enough. You've put that in there. You've put that in there, we're satisfied.
Marco can't drive meme accomplished. Are they morphing?
Why is he... Why? Why? Why have you done that? Why is this obsession with morphing human form?
Bird, fly away.
Exactly. What? It's
especially because you like minorly knocked over a couple of people.
Okay, go.
No, we're gonna stay.
Don't be too mad about it. Oh, here they come with their torches.
They're actually being used as that. Oh no!
Speed.
We got one animal morph in the whole thing. That's a lion! Run! We definitely don't have advanced space lasers.
We can't shoot it from a distance or anything.
Projectile weapons are meaningless against a lion.
Oh, and Fizzle-Free's just going to put his hands on his hips. Oh,
Thanks a lot, guys.
He looks like a really serious mountain right here.
Would have gotten away
This
with
episode is unintentionally hilarious.
Oh my goodness. It is just so... The choices.
And it's over. There we go.
Meanwhile,
Dracula.
now she's reading Dracula, apparently.
Why?
It's important that she's reading Dracula.
Shouldn't read that stuff. It'll give you nightmares.
This? Not with my life.
What is your life? Getting stuck in a tiny net.
You don't know, Dad. You don't understand what it... You were never a teenage girl, Dad. You don't understand, okay? You don't know what my life is like. You don't know me.
You're not coming with me, are you?
Not after you insulted Dracula.
Oh, here comes the ballad.
I love you, Dad.
I thought he was about to kiss her. Or she was about to kiss him.
Okay.
That would have been incestuous.
Okay, Dad. Oh.
Well, I'll get back as much as I can. You gonna be all right?
Yeah.
You're one amazing kid.
He's got one of those strange collars that's got the button on the back.
Would be you.
Is this a costume change? No, she's wearing the same thing. She's wearing the white shirt and the...
I've got one of these shirts that's got the little... Can you see on the back of his collar there's a button?
Mm-hmm.
I've got one of them. It's weird.
Oh.
Just saying. Just saying.
Isn't it for your tie? So that your tie doesn't slip out?
Right, you've got to be really bad at doing your tie if it's just going to slip out of your collar. That never happens. What are you on about, Rat? How do you do your tie? Is it a double Windsor?
My tie? I don't know exactly what kind of knot. I'm... Listen, you're a Navy man, okay? So you know all about different types of knots. I'm not going to even try to claim what type of knot. I think it's a square knot.
A square knot?
Tie a square knot.
Mate, it's got to be double Windsor all the way.
Mm.
It's a complex series of procedures and cunning plans.
Surgical approach to tying is what you're saying needs to happen.
And you've got to make sure that your clothes... The first thing you learn in the military is how to iron your clothes. No joke. The first night in basic training, I was up until like 4 in the morning ironing.
That's a long time, dude. It's a really long time.
They give you all this kit and they expect you to iron it pristine. It's got to be done proper, and you're there all night ironing the first night. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's wild.
It is.
Do they purposely like rumple it? Do they purposely like wad it up? Like did they deliver it to you in a wad? So you're like, here you go. Here's this wad of clothing.
No, it just comes in the packaging in a less than not less. In the same way that when you get a new shirt or something like that, it's not perfectly ironed, is it?
Most of But it's folded and pressed. Like I would say, like when I buy a
But
new.
that's not good enough. It's got to be military standard ironing.
Gotcha. Well, I would have failed the military then.
Believe me, after about a week, you become an expert ironer. No matter what your skill level, after a week, you're an expert.
This is my iron.
You've got
There are
no
many like
choice
it.
but to be one.
But this iron is mine.
Bye, Dad.
Is this the same sad song from the
I'll see you soon,
the
kiddo.
capture?
No, I think it's a different one. No, I don't know. Might be. No, it's a different one. Might be the same artist.
So you're gonna continue to grace us with your presence?
You were
Again.
eavesdropping.
What?
No. I was just walking my bird.
Thing is, this ballad section just feels hollow because we hardly ever saw this guy. We don't really care about him.
It's unearned. Well, and like it would again, had there been more of a conversation between Rachel and Marco or Rachel and any of the other members of the team, then this maybe would have felt like a reasonable thing.
But alas.
But pro tip, it was not. It was not. There was
Hey,
none
Rachel.
of those things happened.
I reckon we're going to get an inner monologue to end.
Probably. I would agree.
You know, I think we did just what the Elements wanted.
What the fuck?
His people had those rules where he wasn't supposed to interfere, help us in any way.
He gave you a knife.
But he wanted us free of that net.
So here's the
So he let me come back with the knife.
Ironclad logic that you've done. Thank you. Yeah.
That's blonde logic. That
You
one.
confirmed.
You're saying he bent the rules to give us an edge.
That was stock
An
voices,
edge?
by the way.
He bent the rules to give him an edge because he gave him a knife.
I think
Zing.
that was stock noises, which is one finger, which I don't care what you say, I'm drinking one finger. And if your name exists, then you drink a lot.
What a guy.
Wow.
I'm starting to like him.
I'm not
You
gonna
knew him for
under
2
control.
seconds.
And you're not going to be anybody's lunch.
That a prediction?
No.
Yeah.
It's a promise.
What the fuck is
Oh.
this? What is this dialogue? What is this dialogue? And I promise you're not going to be able to be anybody's lunch. Is that a prediction?
It's a promise.
It's a
I'm definitely going to make sure that you don't get hunted, Tobias.
Is there going to be any emotional, like, tie to that dialogue? I don't freaking know. Is it a joke? What's supposed to make of that?
I mean, it's supposed to be meaningful. Like, oh,
But it's
Rachel is
not!
being. No, yeah,
Nobody's
I
going to
agree.
eat you.
Okay, we need to make sure that I will make it crystal clear that I don't disagree with you. Okay? It's
I'm
bad.
so exasperated, though.
Yeah, for good reason. It's bad, bro.
It's so bad, though. It's hilarious. It's in that uncanny valley of badness.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
true.
Was it you I talked to you about? I talked to you about the uncanny valley.
I think that was Geek.
Oh yeah, it might have been. Yeah. So
It was Geek. Yeah.
just to summarize for anybody watching, I have this theory that as a piece of media gets worse, you know, the dislike of it increases. But there's the uncanny valley section. So just before it's super mega bad, there's a massive dip of valley where suddenly it becomes so bad it's good, and it's just that little pinpoint where you've got to hit that point where it becomes that there. And then there's like a little bit at the end where it's just so bad that there's no redemption at all. But this episode is in that dip.
Yeah.
Right before it's super mega bad, where it's just funny.
It's wild. It's a emotional roller coaster that we've been on in this episode.
Oh, well, yeah, I can't disagree with that.
We faced a hard choice today.
Did you?
Save the ones we love.
Well, yeah.
Oh, here's the inner
Losing them to the
monologue.
Yerks.
I thought she was saying this to Marco.
We learned that leaving here doesn't take care of our problems. Because even if we leave with the people we love, we'll always...
Wait, was that green screen?
No, I think they actually had that hawk fly away.
We learned that leaving here doesn't take care of our problems. Because even if we leave
Yeah.
with the people
That hawk
we
really
love,
flew away from the.
Oh, blimey, well-trained hawk.
we'll always miss the place we live in.
Yeah, it didn't look
Our
green screen.
planet. Our home.
Wow.
Right, okay, so we finished on an inner monologue, and I'm going to drink 2 things and get a truth question, okay? We're doing a double mallow.
Oh my goodness.
Right, let's hear it.
Let me see.
You've had a long time to think of this. I pre-warned you. You better.
True.
This is the last one now, so you better make it a good one.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure at all. Truth. Let's see here. I gotta think of a good one.
Sean, what about you? What do you think? I think Raptor's silly. How dare you?
Dare you? How dare you? Would you? Okay, I think I got one. If you were given the choice, would you go through into the military again?
Well, that depends. If it comes to World War III, right? And
Let's say it's the exact same scenario. I'll make it. I'll simplify it. Okay. Let's say that you do your life absolutely over again, 100%. Everything happens pretty much the same way, right? Would you still go back and do the military?
You see, that's where it gets into real philosophical territory, because I really like where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be where I am now if not for being in the military. But at the same time, so I was medically discharged from the military.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to go through that again.
Sure.
Because it was awful.
Mm-hmm.
But if it meant that I could be where I am now... But then again, you ask the question of, could I be somewhere else which I'd like even more?
Mm-hmm.
But basically, your question summarised is, would I go through all that again to end where I am now? Is that right?
Yeah. You could say that, but
Right.
maybe it's different. I mean, maybe it isn't. Maybe because you don't do the military because that leads to something else. I don't know. Because we dealt with this hard question in this episode.
I wasn't in the military for too long, and as I say, I was medically discharged, so it didn't end in the happiest of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I was medically downgraded. Do you know what medically downgraded means?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It means you get some form of injury, and so you can't serve.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're medically downgraded for a year, they review you and they can kick you out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I was medically discharged.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't in the military that long, but even though I wasn't in there for very long, I learnt a fucking lot. For as much as the military was a massive culture shock,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was at university doing zoology, and then I was a cleaner for a little bit. Going into the military was just a completely different world.
For sure.
And yeah, it was a struggle to adapt, but the stuff you learn in the military, the skills, the different sorts of people. I wasn't in the military very long, but I visited southern Germany. I went to Cyprus. I went to Singapore. I went on board landing platform docks across the world. I travelled through the Suez Canal. I learned I spent time with PTIs, physical fitness instructors, which has left an influence on me because now at home I do phys every day because I know how much better it makes you feel. I know how much of a bunch of assholes Navy officers can be, and I should know because I was one.
For sure.
A bunch of asses, most of them. And just living in unhappy conditions. Waking up in the middle of a field in the pissing rain, waking up in a puddle, and having to get up and lead a group of people. As much as it carries bad memories, being in the military has brought with it a lot of experiences that I find invaluable.
Well, there you go. Well, good. I'm
And
glad
that's,
that you feel satisfied with your and changed and moved by your experience. That you don't live in resentment and sadness.
It doesn't mean that memories don't haunt me from it.
Sure.
And considering I never saw real action, I work with veterans who have been in actual war zones, who suffer from heavy PTSD, which is some of the stories they say make me feel like I've done nothing. And it's really quite humbling, because as much as I think, I've had some tough times, it's nothing compared to what some of these people have, and they're still, trying to put a brave face on things, but a lot of them are suicidal. They struggle to adapt back into the real world.
Yeah.
I say, as much as I'm quite drunk right now, for the people watching, just for serious right now, a veteran is somebody who has basically sacrificed their mental well-being, often their physical well-being, for the protection of you. So I've met veterans who have got no legs. Their legs got blown off. They've also got mental illnesses. It's awful, some of the things that they come out with.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of the things they've seen, and they spend their lives just not fully there because of a job they've had to do. And I think we owe them a lot of gratitude and a lot of our sympathies.
For sure.
Honestly. As much as my experience in the Navy was largely unhappy for me in a lot of ways, it's nothing compared to what some other people have been through.
Yeah.
Which is why I always push veterans charities. So if you're watching this, find your local veterans charity and see if there's any way you can help.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. What a good way. What a good way
to end the stupidest bloody episode of the Animorphs
Exactly.
TV series.
See, beauty. There's some beauty. Hey, some beauty in the world. Okay. Now we just need to play that piano song. And
well, firstly, how do you rate that episode?
Man, that is a hard 3 out of 10.
See, do I give it points for being so bad it's good? Or is that...
I'm giving it points for trying to adapt. They tried. They tried to adapt.
It gets a point for that little scene where it tried to give an alien world look.
Yeah. For sure. That's where I'm giving it points. Is there, and then the fact that they tried to adapt a pretty complicated story from the books. At least they tried.
But for the most part, it was a massive fail. And things like the Andalite rope scene shows that, even if they were trying, they were completely off the mark.
Yeah, I mean, yes, at 100%.
I'm stuck between 2 or 3 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm trying to justify giving it a 3. I'm also aware that there are episodes further down in the series that are even worse than this one, so...
I can't even imagine.
Oh, believe me. When we get to the 3-parter face-off, that's when we know we're at rock bottom.
Wow.
2 or 3. What redeems it to give it 3? This is how I reviewed the books. It's like, this is the base score. Is there anything in that book that will push it up score-wise? And I'm struggling to think of anything.
I really liked her acting in the beginning. I think that the cold open I thought was successful in terms of like the acting. I don't think the writing was there, but the acting in that cold open was really good. There was some,
but then the acting was crap in the middle.
True.
Throughout the end, so that was flattering to deceive. No, I'm going to give it a 2. I cannot justify giving it a 3. I can't find that extra point.
All right.
It was bad.
It was bad. It was a really bad episode.
But it was so bad that it was actually quite amusing. So it's got that. It's got 2.5 points.
100. Well, there you go. So the redeeming quality is we get it for the meat, because I feel like the Andalite lasso and the wildness of how inconsistent everything was made it just 100% material.
Yeah, and I think the funniest part of the series comes in the next episode, though. Be prepared for the I can't even fucking remember, swing ball. I'll just leave you with that, swing ball.
Swing ball.
Swing ball.
Swing
Anyway,
ball.
Raptor,
Sweet
is there anything
chariot.
you want to sing to the audience to finish us off?
Have a magnificent weekend. How's that?
Sweet home
In the forest.
in the that thing.
Getting tied up with tiny nets.
A tiny net is a death sentence. It's a net and it's tiny.
Roping
For anyone who
and
doesn't know
lights
Kung
in
Pao, you won't
forest.
get that.
True.
Anyway,
It's a good
It's
movie.
been a cracking good episode, Raptor, and soon enough we'll be back for episode 13, which will be
Sounds
halfway
great.
halfway through the series.
Wow. It's been. I'd like to thank my parents and Elvis and Jesus for getting us this far. 'Cause
I want to
we need
thank
some faith in order to get through it.
I want to thank beer for getting me through these hard times.
True.
All right, mate. Thank you very much. Bye, everyone. See you later.